Oh, so close to me, you burn in hell forever, 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 forever. Oh, so close to me, you burn in hell forever, 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 forever.
everyone. Oh wait, hold on. I've been working on a new intro. You know, I stole the Boulevard Bullies versus the World outro from the McLaughlin group. Bye bye. And now I'm stealing the intro for Here Comes Lane from Mrs. Doubtfire. I'm going to open every show by going, hello. Hello, and welcome to the flagship show of the Boulevard Bullies YouTube channel. Here comes the lame. I am PK with the Boulevard Bullies, and I am joined by, fresh out of Tampa, with a fresh Cody Rhodes hat. That looks nice. Now officially unmuted for your listening pleasures. Ladies and gentlemen, the flagship Joe, Jedi Joe.
Yo. Welcome in, everybody. How you doing, Pat?
I'm doing good.
Make it through the week without me?
Yeah, I made it through the week. It was hard knowing that you were so far away. But, you know, we did all right. We did all right. You know, there were multiple times throughout the Royal Rumble that I wanted to text you about the absurdity that I realized, oh, this guy's there. I'm not going to bother him. He's having the time.
Yeah,
of
you
his
could,
life.
but it's just like that. The signal was so bad in there. So bad. We'll talk a little more about that later. A lot of things went wrong that night.
A lot of things went wrong. None for me, though. I was sitting watching from the safety of my own domicile. And
Unfortunately, in 2024, the only way to have a good time is to say hidden in a basement. But I was very envious.
yeah, so I was watching the show at home being like, man, I wish I was there. And you were there being like, man, I wish I was in my basement.
Yeah. It's not all it's cracked up to be.
So the Royal Rumble pool was a booming success. Not for either one of us, but it was a booming success that we drew the numbers, the Royal Rumble happened, and we got a winner. Anthony D.
Anthony D, yes, I paid him out. I have an apology also to make. There are a lot of people who did not get their numbers in time or just in time due to the fact I was in Tampa and I was actually a lot busier than I thought I would be. Some people were looking for them on Instagram. Some people were looking for them on Discord. Some people were looking for like a personal text about them. And then when I finally knew that I missed one or two people, I then had to talk to them at Rumble where I had no signal.
They're like, what are my numbers? What are my numbers? We should have watched the flagship show, bitch.
Yeah. Another reason to watch the show.
Another reason to watch the show, especially if you're going to be participating in the gambling.
Yeah.
I had the wrong Rumble. So I was doing the live watch along. And we both got great numbers. And now that the Rumble's over and neither of us won, I just want to let you know how many hours it took me and Jedi Joe to get into the code and rewrite the code of that website so that we had good numbers? Lengthy research and amount of elbow grease.
All my Code Academy courses didn't pay off.
Right. Yeah, I tried to code the Rumble too, but that didn't work.
Yeah.
So it started off.
I was getting those questions too. Is this for the men's and the women's? No.
So I was doing the watch along, and I said, you know what? Everyone's so hyped for the men's. Why don't we do like a special giveaway? Whoever wins, whatever number wins the women's, I'm going to just give them a free Boulevard Bullies t-shirt direct from the site right into your fucking mailbox.
There you go.
And I had number 3 and I had number 28. So in the women's, I had Bailey and Jade Cargill. So I was having a blast. But in the men's, I had Grayson Waller at number 3.
Awful.
Yo, and it's like, oh man, they had a good one come out for number 3 in the women's. Like, that means they probably won't do a good one for the men's. But I still couldn't have thought that it was going to be as bad as Grayson Waller.
Could have been worse. Could have been R-Truth like I got.
You had R-Truth in the men's?
I got screwed. I was 1-24, and it was Jey Uso and R-Truth. But the reason, like, I started thinking, I was like, oh, they want, because I was thinking to myself, if Jey Uso is in this match, he's not going to be able to do this thing.
No, well,
but then I was like, oh, if he comes out 1 or 2, then he's going to be able to do it. And then as soon as he came out, I went, no, I knew it.
What are the chances that the 2 brothers, who, by the way, one of them.
Just me.
It's me. Ooh. One of them, and they didn't call each other because they haven't
And
spoken.
what are the chances the two brothers were in the match 1 and 2, and then the significant other of number 2 was also number 2 in the women's?
And that they were dressed exactly oppositely. One was wearing blue pro Yeet, and one was wearing red anti Yeet. I don't know why, but I just feel like the wrestling conspiracy these days is deeper than it's ever run. And you know who's a good friend of Donald Trump? Vince McMahon. And I just feel like the Yeet, no Yeet, blue and red, it's election season's coming up. I just feel like, it's all going to tie together in a horrible anti-Christ type of way.
Well, did you see the meme that said it is January 2020? There was an election. It shows like Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, right. I'm looking at the photograph.
Yeah. It's like there is an election of Biden versus Trump. Yeah. And there's a Final Fantasy remake coming out.
It's 2020, and the Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
the Chiefs and the Niners. And then it's like now it's January 2024. The Chiefs and the Niners are in. There's a it just stops.
Final Fantasy remake coming out, about to come out.
So what does March hold for us? That's what someone said. There'll be Disease X.
Disease X. Break it down. So congratulations to Anthony D. And then I won the women's rumble. We had an unofficial.
You didn't even say thank you. I was just like, Venmo cool? You won. He's like, oh, I don't think he even watched.
Fuck guy.
There was at least like 4 people in that don't watch like the E or care about wrestling anymore, or didn't know what like a Royal Rumble was.
Sure, whatever. 10 to win.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, you won $150. Oh, okay. And
cool.
I could have probably not sent it to him, and then he wouldn't have known.
You hang out with the Sharks, like you're on all these like highly what do you call it? Like, you guys are like weathered, cynical.
Yeah, some people aren't. Some people just are like, they don't give a fuck. They're just dating their girl and just living in Boston. Just can't be fucked anymore.
Sounds a little. That sounds a little specific.
Congrats, Anthony.
Hey, congrats, Anthony. Happy Royal Rumble victory to you. It was a pretty good Rumble. I had a great time watching it. I guess YouTube. We have to learn as we go with these YouTube watch-alongs, because on Twitch it's been fine to just play the audio, and that's another thing with fair use. Like, you can react. You can do a reaction video, but you can't do a live reaction stream.
Yeah, I don't understand. I saw live reaction, like tons of live reactions, like all these cringe lord e-girls and all these people reacting. I told you it was gonna be.
I told you
Cody Rhodes was gonna. All right, man, no shit.
Congratulations to Tony Deppen for winning the Royal Rumble. Cody Rhodes wins the Royal Rumble. He is he is one of 4 two-time winners. Joe, do you know who the other 3 two-time winners are?
In WWE?
Yeah, the Royal Rumble. Who's
Hogan, Shawn, and Austin?
Yeah, you got it.
I tell you what, though, I heard plenty of Sam Irvine for the rest of my lifetime that weekend.
Yo,
how many more times can I say the Royal Rumble, man?
The Royal Rumble match. Is her name Irvine or Irvin? Because I've seen it now without an E. I think she might have dropped the E.
Yeah. After C. Yeah, I don't know. Some people say Irwin, Irvine.
Irvin.
Yeah, whatever. Dork.
Steve Irwin. Killed by a stingray. And ironically enough, where did the Royal Rumble take place? Tampa Bay
dump of Tropicana Field.
Tropicana Field.
I guess I should just explain all of the memes. We'll just go into the memes.
So you went down there to Tampa Bay, and I see that you have a hat that reflects your new, it's all camouflage.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah, I'm like,
love it or leave it.
I'm one of them now. I'm one of them. So. Yeah, just a pretty standard affair all week. No issues outside of wrestling engagement, which was really the only wrestling thing we went to was the Superstore, which had no issues.
Well, last week you were broadcasting live from Tampa.
Yeah. Like there were no issues at the Superstore. And then the only other that we didn't go to GCW or anything, which I heard was actually pretty good, the Tampa show there.
And you were planning on going to Magaron's Hogan's
we
Surf
did that
Shop.
too.
And then you had a
We did.
pirate orgy or something.
Oh, the Gasparilla thing. We
Yeah,
didn't
so you
go to
gotta
that.
walk
My
me through,
friend
walk me
went.
through.
My friend went to that on the Saturday, and then we picked him up to go to Rumble after. We just decided that it wasn't the vibe we were looking for, like starting at 7 a.m. in the morning. All the parties couldn't agree to the time which they wanted to go to, you know?
Right.
So, but yeah, it was definitely like an entire city takeover, of just like,
Pirate Con.
yeah, Pirate Con, essentially, of just drinking all day, and it just wasn't the vibe. I wouldn't have made it because then we didn't get home from Rumble until 3 a.m. So what were we going to have, like 3 hours of sleep? It just was not what I wanted to do. So luckily we didn't.
So take me in chronological order. You sat in between a woman who was on her first flight and was vomiting and a baby to get there. We covered that last week.
Well, first of all, we were supposed to have a video ready by now, but none of the fucking files work in the goddamn
Right, you did call it.
editing
You had
software.
a premonition about how you were filming and you were going to do a vlog, but the hardest part of it was getting the files correct, and we're still in the process.
Yeah, so maybe we'll get it done by this weekend.
Oh,
It'll
yeah,
just
I
be a
think
little
so.
short video with like commentary of me talking over it. But yeah, so the flight, I took Frontier, so like a $55 flight round trip. And then
What?
yeah, as soon as Rumble was announced, I think I bought my tickets.
Right, so you were an early bird.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you're cynical and organized and an adult.
you know how to use your brain at proper capacity.
Yeah, exactly. Plan ahead for like.
We've already made so many other mistakes, so it's like, you're still making the same ones. You're just as dumb as a Floridian. Yeah, there was a woman to my left who was like puking, like she was about to puke. She slept the whole time, and she had like the Stanley Cup. I saw a lot of Stanleys this weekend. Everyone,
Lord Stanley's Cup.
yeah, the Lord Stanley Cup. And then like at some point, like in the final, in the final descent, she like had the barf bag ready to go. And then and then there was a baby crying next to me on and off. We had to like to use the bathroom. We had to like, I'm in the middle seat, so I had to like jump over her.
$55 middle seat. That's
Yeah, like what am I supposed to do? Like pay like $40 just to move over one seat? Like it's crazy what airlines do now, man. They just nickel and dime the hell out of you. You have to mash through like 10 pages of like booking requests and no thanks and like little small font. Like the button they want you to click when they design the web page is like this big, but the one you really want to click is like this big where it just says no thanks.
Sounds like NBA 2K24. Like loot boxes and shit.
Yeah, that's essentially it's set up so that you get frustrated and just click the thing. Oh, I'll just buy it for $60. Fuck it.
Let me stop you. I'm gonna take a pause right now. Last night at the Strand, at the restaurant, I had a big table with like a lot of little kids. Like I guess all the parents brought their kids, and one of the dads got up and like came and found me. And I was like, "Oh, what's up? Is everything all right?" And he goes, "I need a bag. I need a plastic bag." I'm like, "Why? What's up?" And he's like, "Oh, one of the kids is gonna vomit." I was like, I didn't even think about it. I was just like, "Oh, okay, here. Let me know if there's anything I can do." I just gave him the bag, But then I was thinking, like, if you were in a restaurant and your kid needed to vomit, wouldn't you take him to the bathroom?
Food's that good.
Yeah. So it's like I'm sorry, sir. We don't
it's like they're on a
accommodate
plane.
barfing.
Like, real quick.
Yeah. Just like we don't want to get up. We don't want to ruin our own dinner. So we're just gonna have a
Disease
barf
X.
at the table. Break it down.
Yeah, it's fucking Disease X.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know. Like it didn't hit me until much later, where it's like, wait a second, that was weird. Like that's fucking weird. Fucking people, man. Anyway,
I mean, on a plane, it's such a pain in the ass to move around, so it makes sense.
Well, and also like the vomiting is going to come on quick. Like it's like, yo, if you had enough time to go ask me for a bag, I was past the bathroom. You could have brought the kid to the bag. I was like all the way.
That's
past.
what I'm saying, man. People don't fucking use their brains, and like the more the more I travel and the more I'm just like, whoa, dude, like people aren't using. It's just social media. It made people really fucking dumb.
I mean, there is an element, and I realized this like early on in life. There is an element of when you are the customer, your brainwaves do change. You know what I mean? Like, because it's like you're never gonna live up to the expectations of the person who works there because that's their job. You know, so somebody comes into the restaurant, oh my God, this is so good. What a treat. What a delight for us. I'm like, yeah, it smells like fucking Greek food. You know, like,
yeah.
They travel far and wide for the tzatziki sauce, but to me, it's just something I get on my pants. You know,
Yeah.
you know, like
Desensitized to it.
Yeah, so like
Glorified semen.
At Verizon, same thing. I remember before I worked at Verizon, when it was time to upgrade my phone, I was like,
Phones.
Yeah.
Look at all these phones.
upgrade the phone day. You know, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I'm gonna get a sick case. Oh my God, the guy's gonna set it up for me. All the
Fuck yeah.
And like to me, it's like, hey, I'm here to It's like my 16-year-old daughter's. I'm here to upgrade her
GameStop.
phone.
It's like
I'm like,
GameStop
okay, great.
midnight release.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Yeah. So there is an element. There is like an element that even if you are the most aware human being, once you cross the guardrail, so to speak, you can't hope to live up to the expectations of logic that the person who works there has set for you. Just food for thought, you know. Food for thought. So take it easy on those custies. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So then the Thursday, I showed you guys what I got from the store. Did the show with you guys on Thursday night.
Right, live on location.
Friday, we did the store again and did some other things, and then we cooked at the apartment. And then Saturday, we didn't go to the Gasparilla thing. Only some of my party did. Met up my buddy, and then we went to the show. And we got there pretty early, and it was like, you see all this street parking, and I asked the cop that's like directing traffic. I'm like, can we park here? Like, no one's parked here, but they're like, oh yeah, they're allowing street parking. I'm not going to ticket you, but that's street parking to me. So we were like so early, or just people were so stupid they didn't realize you could like park in plain sight.
Right, like walk. That's a New York. That's like a Shea Stadium special. You know,
It's
just like to park on Roosevelt
here
and walk.
and pay $3 because you got here like 5:30, and then this parking ends at 8. But then after 8, it's free till like
Right.
next day. So you literally only had to
Probably
pay $3
even through
and
Sunday
walk.
too. Probably even
Yeah,
through
well, that's
Sunday.
what it was. Yeah, because of Sunday too. So like you had to walk a little far, but like I don't know, like 4 or 5 blocks.
Yo, outside of like the metropolitan cities, people don't like to walk, dude.
That's the thing. Like
They
when
don't
you're
walk.
kind of like a hustler, like I am, and like you see things differently, you're just kind of like, this is it right here. And I knew we were gonna have the chairs after too, but I wasn't sure if I was going to have chairs because as you'll see, like there was a way of selling them after the show too. Anyways,
Well, I got to stop you right there because I feel like you went too far ahead.
No.
did you
Like
go
I'm
to-
going. Well, that's what I was thinking of before going too far ahead. I was like, I don't want to be too far away in case we have a lot to carry.
I want to hear about the day before. Did you go to Dirty Maga Ron's beach shop?
Oh wait, that's what we did on Friday. I'm sorry.
This was like
I
the
was like, yeah,
highly
we did something.
anticipated.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was like, oh yeah, we did do something on Friday. No, Friday we went down to Clearwater Beach and went to Hogan's Hangout, or Hogan's Beach Shop, whatever like that. I don't have the shirt on here that I grabbed, or shirt around here that I grabbed.
Can you describe the shirt to me? I didn't know that you.
It was a red. Well, no. The one I got was from the bar.
There's a bar connected to the beach shop.
It's like 2 or 3. It's at the corner. So if they're in the middle, and it's a really small like hole.
Now,
like,
is this in,
honestly,
like, a
the beach
strip
shop
mall?
is as big as this basement. That's how big the beach shop is, and then the bar is at the corner, and it's 2 levels.
So this is like storefronts on like a street.
On like
or
the
is-
Clearwater Strip.
Okay, so it's not like I always imagine it being in like a strip mall, like a Better Call Saul.
It kind of looks like a strip mall. It's like a bi-level strip mall, and then like he's just like a hole in the wall. I have fucking footage, but if we can get on the goddamn
We're
computer,
gonna have to find the technology. We're gonna have to.
yeah, we'll get there.
So tell me about this beach shop.
So the beach shop, he wasn't there. We were automatically looking for Ron from the jump because we wanted to try to like sneak in to do the Hogan signing on Sunday, or not sneak in, but like maybe you can get us in with
Right,
some
you were gonna
free
haggle.
free autos if I bought. Like I'm looking through the store. I'm like, what can I offer Ron that maybe like kind of like seem appetizing? I'm like, oh, there's 6 of these Hogan figures and he's fucking charging like $40 each. How about I buy all 6 of these and then you just get Hulk to sign all of them, and I don't pay anything. I buy all these figures because I know the auto doesn't cost you dick. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to sit there and talk to him. You can get him signed for me. I don't even need to wait in the line either. You know what I mean? Like just get him done for the sake of us knowing you.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that was the strategy.
We
discussed the strategy going in last week. Yeah.
Oh, we did. That's what it was. Okay. I forgot.
We discussed that you were going to have to come heavy, like a high roller, to try to impress.
Well, that's what I ended up thinking of. We're looking in the store and we saw, because everything's signed in the store. Like they signed the drywall, they signed the carpet, they fucking signed the glass, they signed the fucking underwear. It's like every fucking inch of the place is signed.
The 400-day calendar that Hulk Hogan wrestled on is signed.
Yeah, it's like there's like a 45-pound weight, like free weight. You put on a fucking bench press, just signed. Like, what is the significance of this? I don't know. Like, just everything is fucking signed. Like, don't get me wrong, there's some cool shit signed, but if you want something unsigned, like it's like not there. It's like somewhere in the back hidden.
Huh. Interesting. Interesting strategy by them.
Yeah, because you're paying at least $200 for everything in there. Well, except for like there's racks there's like racks of T-shirts, that are like $20-$25.
Sweet. Okay.
So there are T-shirts you can get, but all you're gonna get is
affordable.
a T-shirt. Yeah, all you're gonna get is a T-shirt. That's it. They even sell like a Hulk Hogan cosplay, like all the pieces, the stash, the what do you call the thing on the head?
The Hogan.
No. Didn't you say you called it something when he pulled the guy out of the car?
The schmata.
The schmata. That's right. The schmata. I don't know what it was exactly. The beard, the stash, whatever, like the ripped shirt, the tights, whatever. It's like. I think it was a kid's costume. The whole thing ended up being like $350 for
But
a
was
kid's
sold
costume.
separately.
Yeah, belt sold separately.
Yikes.
Everything is so marked up, and then they like have him sign stuff and then mark that up even more. It's like, oof. So, and then they have like a whole bunch of other stuff there. If you've never been there, I'll just explain. It's like the tights he wore as Thunder Lips in like Rocky 3. Like stuff that's dual signed with like Warrior and Savage,
right?
Stuff from Thunder in Paradise.
Great show.
Like Gawker, the sheets and the Gawker.
What was the most just off the top of your dome? What was the most expensive thing that was on display?
I didn't actually look because like none of it like really
what sticks out in your mind.
I don't know. It seems like the Thunder Lips thing might be like pretty up there. I think there was like an original like WWF title belt, because then they changed it. When did they change the design?
Well, yeah,
he beat Backlund, or he beat the Sheik to become the first when he had that first title run. I don't remember.
You're barking up the wrong tree. You're the one who just was at his fucking beach shop.
Yeah.
Do your finger. Do the finger thing. No, yeah.
Am I out of focus?
Yeah, you. Because Hulk Hogan's listening. Once you said it's all marked up.
Brother.
So
yeah, probably like the Thunder Lips thing, Everything's Thunder. Thunder Lips, Thunder in Paradise.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. And he put St. Pete on the map. You know that like that
that's why there was all that stuff during Rumble, like, hey, come on down to St. Pete, only $199.99.
$55 flight both ways, brother. Save the money on airfare, spend your money at the fucking beach shop.
So we're trying to find Ron, and then we end up going to eat, come back. It's like, oh, you just missed him. Him and Hulk were just here, like, filming something. They're at the hangout. So then we go over there, and, like, every mark is in there. They're all, like, I guess they were in the kitchen. I guess Conrad and Eric Bischoff did something. Like, they had, like, a little podcast or something on the second floor, which wasn't even advertised. I would have went.
Okay.
But then, so now they're all in the back in the kitchen hiding from the marks. So then they go out the kitchen exit, and, like, Ron helps, like, Hulk, like, back his giant, like, SUV truck, his big old giant fucking Suburban or whatever out. And it's, like, tinted windows, and this mark goes up. up to the window trying to get Hulk to open the window, and he's like, "Come on, please, please, please!" Like yelling at Hogan. Hogan's like, but he has tinted windows, you can't see. It's like, "Please, please, open the window, roll the window down, Hulk, please."
Wow,
that was pretty cringe. And then, yeah. So then he left, and then Ron went back to the store. So we said hi to Ron, went back to the store at Ron, and then started talking to him. But he was so like amped up that he couldn't like. Yeah, so Larry confirmed it was Sheiky. It was the WWF world title before the Winged Eagle. So I think it was that original one, or one of the original ones signed by him, of course. So that one had to be, you know, because they don't do replicas of that. So,
right. So you got some FaceTime with Ron.
Oh, fuck yeah. We got a good amount of content with Ron.
Oh, there's Ron content.
There is Ron content. So we went up to him, and then I don't know what triggered this. I heard it on Cornette today too. Like, you know, it's just funny being there now. And he's like, you know, I don't go out to eat anymore. No, because my buddy used to be like the server there. So like, he was like, oh, I don't go out to eat anymore. Why? Because they put too much shit in this food and like this and that. And like, you know, you don't know what goes in the food and that. And then he's like, well, you know, the WHO or whatever the fuck, some World Health Organization or whatever the hell, they want 50% of the population gone by 2025.
Yes. So Ron delivered.
I was like this.
Go on. They're
yeah,
making the
so
frogs. You know, that's what they did. That's how they made the frogs.
Went in for like
gay,
15 minutes, bro.
So you have Ron content of.
He was saying that the people getting the vaccine increases like cancer by like 700,000% or some shit.
This
and then that's going to kill half the population. And then what was the other thing he was talking about? Oh, he's like, oh well, he's talking to my one buddy, and then we ended up talking about airlines and shit like that. And he was like, you know, you can request a pilot. These pilots, they can't pass their physicals anymore. You know why? You know why? That's why. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
So you can request a pilot that doesn't have its vaccine anymore.
Oh.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yo, that sounds like a great time. I saw you sent me the photo of like Hulkamania Beach Shop, and then on the back it said "Make Wrestling Great Again." So they were rocking.
Oh yeah, he did have like a MAGA inspired T-shirt. Also, all the T-shirts are all him modeling it. By the way,
Ron. Oh my God!
Just when his head cut off.
We gotta find a way to get this footage downloaded.
Well, I could just send that to you. We should have had it this week, but we can. We just need to go in and rip the audio because there's no good.
You know, yeah, we're gonna figure something out. We're gonna make a plan. Because I've only been passively helping you until right now. Because now I need to actively help you. Because I need
technical issues.
Yeah, there were some. You know, it's always a fucking pain in the ass. All right, so
yeah, and then we haven't even got the fucking Mania to Rumble yet.
So you skipped. That's where I'm getting at. You skipped. You know, we got a long form show here today. And by the way, you may have noticed Super Bowl's coming up. Didn't even talk about it yet.
Yeah, we don't have anything to talk about.
So, so you skipped the Pirate Day parade.
The Pirate Day. It was just a bunch of white women all dressed the same.
And you, that's.
You know, they wear like the scallywag white dress with the red, and then the red and the white here, and then maybe red or white, black. You know, everyone just looked the same.
So that sounds great.
So we go to the Trop. We get the good parking.
Right. Okay. Yes. Thank you.
I get us upgraded to Ada, because me and my buddy have a litany of health conditions. So we had the nice roomy seats, the nice cushioned chairs, and the handicap area there. You know. So the show goes on. The show sucked or whatever. We'll talk more about it later. But
the show sucked. All right, keep going.
The show sucked. Did you like it?
I had a fucking blast, dude. But maybe that's because I was in the safety of my own home. You know, I don't even go out to eat anymore.
First of all, it was very hot in there. Well, you got to watch out. The WHO.
Exactly. WHO. Yeah, exactly.
Delete half the people.
Exactly.
So they so it was pretty damn hot in there. And then at some point, my one buddy, he likes to run around. He's trying to sneak onto the floor. It was impossible to get on the floor. Like, they had no resources in this building, and they were completely not ready for wrestling fans, but because they took all the resources and put them into like the police force to make sure no one could sneak onto the floor at all costs. Smart. Everywhere else, you could have been going anywhere, you know?
Yeah, an hour and 45 minutes for a pretzel, but...
Yeah. Well, the Tropicana is known, they're like #1 in foodborne illness. So, I might have mentioned that. I might have mentioned that last week.
MAGA Ron is on
in all of like the MLB, like they're the most sick ballpark. And not in a good way.
Fucking Ron, dude, he knows. He's on to something, this guy.
Yeah, that's maybe why, yeah. Well, you know, the WHO said the vaccinated people couldn't do that. They couldn't serve the pretzels, the gay pretzels. The gay pretzels.
They made the pretzels gay.
You don't know what's in no salt.
You don't know what's in that pretzel.
Mustard.
I love that. I love that for him.
So, so my buddy's running around, and then I noticed, my friend's like, where's so-and-so's chair? And I'm like, fuck, somebody took his chair. Like, people, like, they have these risers, and people are just taking chairs from the handicap section.
And
like,
you had a, what kind of chair did you have? Did you have a graphic chair?
No. We had just a raised chair. Like,
okay.
It just said, it was a nice cushion chair. But still, like, it's the handicap ADA accessible section. And they're taking handicap chairs away from fucking people so they can go sit in this corner or whatever. You know, like if it's just a GA at an indie at the 2300
right.
arena. You know what I mean? Like, this is not how that works, bro.
Well, I mean, it is
so
Florida.
I'm like, did you guys take... Sorry, I turned my back, and I'm like, did you guys take my buddy's chair? They're like, no. And they're like, someone was sitting there? I was like, yeah, well, my buddy's probably going to come back soon, so he's going to need that. Oh, I'll give it back when he comes back.
Ooh.
Well, I really hope he's not on crutches or in a fucking wheelchair, because you're going to feel like a moron. You know? But... all right, my friend never actually came back. He was running all over the place. So I don't want to start a big stink over something that wasn't even,
Guy called your bluff. Got you.
That's fine, but it wasn't a bluff. I thought he would come back. But if I knew I wasn't going to waste any more resources and stress, because I was like, okay, this could go somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, then you're stuck there with them.
Yeah, it would be even worse if I got there, stuck with these people, and then no one ended up sitting in the seat anyway. You know?
Right, it's just an empty seat sitting there. Guy getting mad at you
the whole time. You know? So
something, Cody Rhodes.
So then the show's over. I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's go do the chairs, yada yada. It's like, all right, yeah, trying to offer cash for the chairs after the show.
So is that what you mean? I'm sorry. Explain to the viewers at home who don't know, like, what's the process? You go up to people who are walking home with the chairs, and you offer them money for them,
in hopes to then flip this for a profit.
Okay.
You know, you have your chair that's like, the artwork was like everyone like in like a 360, like every like male and female like on there, and then it just said like St. Petersburg, Florida, yada yada.
Right, I was there.
You know? And we've done this for AEW. Pat's seen me do this for AEW. Maybe there's some other people that have seen me do it like at WrestleMania or other pay-per-views. What you really want to do is like buy the chair for like $40 and then sell it like 20 minutes later for like $200, you know, like it was yours to begin with, and that's what ended up happening. But before that happened, I'm offering cash, and usually how I go about this, I'm like very like cool, and it's a kind of an awkward thing, and people are trying to go home. They're all coming at you like this, and you're kind of like in your way. So I'm trying to be as like nice and cordial as possible. Like, hey, can you do $40 for the chair? 60? No. Oh, okay. All right. Well, have a good night. All right, have a good night. Whatever. This one guy is just like running around like, who's selling? Yo, who's selling? Like really grimy, fucking running all over the place. Seems like he's drunk, just a weird fucking vibe. And I'm like, I hope this guy's not going to be a fucking problem. So I'm like, let me go closer to the door and then get people right when they come out. You know what I mean? So I get close to the door and I hear this guy yelling, whatever. And then this old guy comes out. I'm like, excuse me, he's old timer. Can I get it? He was like 65 fucking years old. I'm like, would you mind selling the chair or whatever? He's like, oh, I'm good. And like, there wasn't any room between us. And this guy like cuts in. He's like, who's selling? Like, he's like yelling at me. I'm like, buddy, get the fuck out of here. Like, go find your own fucking action.
Yeah. Stop being weird.
And I just turn my back and walk away.
Uh-oh.
He starts yelling something. I don't think it was even like audible. Like it was just gibberish. And like I hear the voice getting closer to me. I'm like, this guy's not gonna touch me, right?
In your head. Voices in your head. They're talking to you.
And he fucking pushes me from behind.
Oh no.
And I'm like,
See,
and I like, and then
pushed
it was
you.
just like, and then it was just like,
Was it just a flick? Like just a flick? It was like a double hander.
oh, was this?
Oh, Jesus!
Right, so I had to do like,
I can't even remember the last time I was pushed.
Imagine getting pushed these days. What you would do?
Oh my God! I'd probably just go home, go back to my basement.
Sorry, the focus is being weird tonight.
So you got dual hand pushed.
So I turn around and I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Now, where are your friends in all this?
Well, one friend is getting lost and the other one's trying to do the chairs. Like, I don't know where he went. Like,
Yeah,
he
but
didn't-
you're
By the time I found him after all this, like he, you know.
There you go. You're back. You're back.
So I'm like, all right, square the fuck up. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Oh yeah, let's go, Joe. Let's go. Oh, you're off. You're off. You're muted. You're muted.
Oh, I am? Sorry.
Oh, there you
Can
go.
hear me?
There- yeah, you're better. You're back.
Sorry. So he's like kind of like dodging around and shit. And I'm like, all right. So usually what I do, like when I get into a fight with somebody, like I usually let them like, I know it sounds stupid, but I let them hit me first. So it's just like knee jerk reaction. And then it's just like, oh, well, you saw him hit me first, you know, in case anyone saw didn't see the push. Now a scene is starting.
Yeah, right.
And
Okay,
he
true.
punches me in my chest. Of all the places, I keep trying to fix the focus on my.
No, this is just what we do on
My
the show,
camera.
Brian. It
This is
centers
what we
us.
do.
It just centers us, man. It's high level fucking thought.
Yeah,
You-
because this
you
is
wouldn't
high level shit.
understand. Yeah,
It's
this is
supposed
a
to, like,
flagship
help
show.
with the focus.
We have meditation techniques.
We haven't even started talking about wrestling yet. So.
We are talking. This is
Yeah.
this is professional wrestling. This
So
conversation.
he punches me in my chest, right? And it's like only about that much of an impact. And I'm like, oh no. I was like, all right, well, this guy's not gonna put up much of a fight.
You're
You know,
gonna murder him.
This is all happening within like 10 seconds. You know,
Right.
your time. It's like Max Payne bullet time. You have to slow everything down. You know,
They
you know,
say
like
the
if I hit-
greats do.
if I hit this guy, is gonna be fucking knocked the fuck out. And then everyone's looking at me now. It's probably a camera already videotaping me. I'm not gonna probably be able to do the thing with the chairs. I might lose money. And like,
And
this is
even
all
if
being
you
brought-
even if you are completely innocent, you could still like get arrested and spend the night
Exactly.
in like Tampa Bay Stadium jail.
exactly, that's what I didn't want.
Yeah, even
As
if
I'm
even
going-
if it's his fault, you know. Oh, out of state. What are you selling? Chair? Oh, you know, like yeah, you could spend the night very
Yeah.
easily.
So I'm like, all right. So this guy's running all over the place, but he has no like, you know, he doesn't really seems like it doesn't really want that smoke or anything.
Although you were in Florida and you are white, so that's a huge advantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like,
keep
all right,
going.
let's just do it. And then like I said, I'm thinking about everything. And before, like, as I went back, it was like going to be like Paul Phoenix, like Tekken 3, like, like, and like push. This guy was going to have a hole in his chest. Big old Mark came between us, like 350, 400. He's
Hey,
like,
whoa.
like Peacemaker. He's like, yo, I'm like, you did just see that dude. You saw what he did, right? I'm like, first of all, I was like, are you fucking with this guy? I was about to fight him. I was like, are you with this fucking guy? No, but I'm saving you from a charge. And
Smart.
then it was like,
Yeah, wise man.
I was
So
like,
he
you're
helped
right.
you out.
And I dabbed up the big man. And then the guy who was fighting me, he was not seen in my territory ever again for the rest of the night.
And you did score a chair after that.
This is not end after that. So like we got a chair and I got two. I ended up buying one for $40 and one for $100. Someone held me for a little higher than that because I was like I knew I was going to get rid of him right there and then. And then while selling one to someone else, this guy from like New York or the Bronx comes up and is like, I know what you're going to do. You're going to go on eBay. You're probably going to charge like $299. Then you're going to charge like $55 for shipping. You know, I'll give
Guy
you
had you pegged.
I'll give you $140 right now. And I'm like, it's kind of low. I was kind of thinking maybe like $2. He was like, you're not, let's be real. Come here. Okay. You're not going to get that. You know, he's wearing like the Royal Rumble, like jersey, like the Tampa Bay jersey with like the awful fucking stitch
Hell
job
yeah.
and everything.
Hell yeah.
He's there with his girl. He's like, let me tell you, you know, You're not gonna get that. I mean, meanwhile,
Joe
like
is
a
great
second,
at impressions as well, so I have no doubt that this is exactly what this
yeah,
man
he was just
sounded
like a shorter Bronx, like like he thought he was somebody, really sweet. He'd like want to be like Joe Pesci, kind of, And he while he's saying that, somebody comes up and just buys it for the asking price. I'm like counting the money. I'm like, yeah, I'm listening. Yeah, I'm still entertaining your offer. You know what I mean?
So somebody came up as this guy was trying to talk you into 140. Somebody gave you up and just gave you 2 right there.
Remember, but I had 2 each.
Right.
So I still was willing to sell, but he was so low. And he's like, all right, how about 160 or 165? And the girl's like, how about 166? Ha! Oh, yeah, here's another $1. And I'm like, you're not making a good case, And then finally, you're going to let us go just for a few bucks? I'm like, yeah, I guess. So they walk away and the guy's like, go fuck yourself. I went, ugh, I guess I get to, it's my fate is just the fight tonight, right?
Yeah. You're out
but
there
if I
in the
wasn't-
trenches with these fucking.
This is, mind you, this has never happened at a show, ever.
It's the life we choose.
I think it's just how it is now. Like, people could just say anything without repercussions. They think it's like a comment section, but they want their shit,
Yeah, I was the first
So,
person.
so
to start
I'm
doing
selling the second final one to some other gentleman. He's having issues with the money. Like he's trying to find him. He doesn't have the best vision or something like that. And the couple comes back up and they're like, all right, come on. You'll do it for 170. I'm like, listen, I'm not selling you at all now because you told me to go fuck myself.
that. Yeah,
So have a good night.
man of principles. So what happened? Did he rebut?
He was just like,
Sounds like a horrible scene, Joe.
a lot of angry motherfucker. I think everyone's just on drugs down there. I hope this doesn't happen for Mania.
In Philly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
And you have 2 nights back to back in Philly.
Back to back, belly to belly.
So then you have like, if something happens on the Saturday, you have to see them on the Sunday. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, imagine, because then if something happens on Saturday, then it's on site for Sunday. And
Yeah,
you
it is
hate-
keyboard
you hate-
warriors in real life. I mean, like I said, I prefaced, like, I'm nice to these people. Some people, like, you can ask my buddies or whoever, like, I'm just talking to them. They're not willing to sell. I'm not like, fuck you selling me, piece of shit. Like, I'm not like, oh, okay, where are you from? Da, da, da,
Probably
da.
should. She probably should be.
Yeah, I'm like, sorry, I'm not making eye contact with you. I'm trying to like hustle at the same time, but I'm listening to what you're saying kind of thing, like verbatim. And he's like, oh, no, you're good, man. You're good, man. I'm trying the same thing. Where are you from? I'm from Canada. But like, there's plenty of nice people out there. It's just like, when people don't get their way, they're very, they get very bent out of shape. So
Well, it's a long show. There's probably plenty of beers involved as well.
I think it was everyone was like very intoxicated. I was completely sober. So anyone trying to start a fight with me was, it's just like, I can already stand up pretty well,
Yeah.
So it's like, it was probably better that guy got between us for that one too. So
Yeah,
those are
I
fucking
like
weird.
that. How did that guy smell? How was the smell? Was there
He
a?
was fine. He was fine.
Okay.
He looked a little grimy, but he was fine.
Looked a little
And then we started like I said, we started walking. I was like, all right, good luck. I like dabbed him. I was like, you're right. Because I gotta go out here and hustle. I got my money now. Gotta get back to this.
Yeah.
I thought the guy was gonna continue to float around and annoy me, but then after like 5-10 minutes, I'm like, I guess this guy pieced out. Like he didn't want any of this. Sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes that's all it takes is like show somebody like, you put. I guess he thought I was just gonna walk away like a bitch.
Fucking push, man. I haven't been
I
pushed
gotta
in
put
years.
on like more muscle, man. Like being 5'8" and only like my size. It's like
Well, I mean,
get
I feel
taken-
like you
get
ate
advantage of sometimes.
that punch right in the pectoral, right in the pectorals.
Yeah, but I've been like fought by drunk people when I'm dead sober before, and like it felt like a drunk punch. I don't know if you've ever had this like encounter before where like they can't put anything behind it. I don't know
Oh,
what
that's
it is.
me. That's me.
Yeah,
Even
it
in
was
real
just
life.
like it was just like that, and I was like,
I do like a flail. I go for the haymaker right away.
I got a feeling though, like you wouldn't hit someone with a feather punch, though. That's the thing, drunk or not.
Well, You'd be surprised, Joe. Hey,
Yeah.
did you
Giving
get
you too
any?
much credit.
Yeah, thanks. But thank you.
Yeah.
You don't know how little damage these noodle arms
Yeah,
can do.
you don't know how weak I am.
Yeah, you don't know how inebriated I can get. Yo, did you get into any other altercations? Is that it? Is that over? Is it over? Because I want to stick on the Rumble. I want to hear your boots on the ground Rumble report. But I feel like I want to.
Yeah, that was Saturday. Sunday, we went back to the Superstore. We just we ran into like Big E and some other people like on the way out. They just did a meet and greet. Bailey was there. We missed Bailey. If they had announced that, I guess it said on the site that it was TBA for guests, and one could have assumed, I guess, the Rumble maybe one of the Rumble winners would have been there. They just didn't promote it at all. There was only like 30 or 40 people there. And we came just too late. So
they were like closing up shop.
Well, they were closing up shop for the meet and greet. The store is still open.
All right. Well, I want to hear your.
That was it. Yeah. And then we didn't do much the rest of the week. I just continued to ship stuff out. You didn't have to ship any chairs because you sold everything where you bought it. You know, it was great.
Beautiful. Love it. Live for it.
Other people in my group had to like maybe meet someone at Facebook Marketplace, and you got a little more for it. But I just wanted to get rid of them right there and then.
Yeah, quick flip. All right, so let's get into headlines, and I want to hear boots on the ground, fucking Royal Rumble. We've talked a lot about real life stuff. That's really the wrestling.
Now for real life stuff.
Now for real life stuff. CM Punk got hurt in the Rumble. It came down at the end to CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, and man, they really telegraphed it, and I was giving them too much credit, thinking that somebody else was going to win. But no, it just came down to the two of them, and the guy who should have won. Cody Rhodes becomes the fourth person. Cody Rhodes becomes the fourth person to win it twice. It should have happened, definitely can happen. God bless CM Punk for being in that role. But I saw it in real time, Joe. I thought that he flew over that top rope. I told you. He flew over that top rope. I thought he fucking dislocated his shit. He did like the McMahon. You remember when McMahon went over the top and almost decapitated himself?
He didn't look like he got injured at all when it happened because it was on just the double underhook fucking DDT that McIntyre does.
Is that when it happened? Have we pinpointed when it happened?
Because he immediately started holding it and then went to the corner and started talking to the lady refs.
Oh, jeez. Yo, even
finished
during
the match.
Even during that, I was like, I found myself when he was taking like big bumps from Drew and whoever else, I found myself being like, be okay, get up and be okay. Like, please don't get hurt again. I was like rooting for him so hard to just like do a good job and be in it and like not get hurt and get out unscathed. And like some of those bumps, I was like, oh, damn. I was like, oh my God, I hope you're all right. Get up. Like, he got up a little slow. Like, he was definitely slow, dude. And I was just rooting for him, and I felt
He's
so
been
bad.
training at whatchamacallit all week. Performance Center. He's been training at it like since he's gotten back. So I mean, like, I don't think he looks like he's like ready to go, but just it doesn't matter,
Yo, but some of those in that like final 10, some of those bumps he took from like Drew and like Walter and shit, I was like, oh no, please get up. Please be okay.
Well, that's also the thing. Like, Drew's big. Walter, whatever, is big. But I don't know if that really makes up. I mean, we've seen people get injured.
No, but it's true. Like, they were like slamming him around, and I was like, yo, this is an old man. Like, relax, take it easy on him.
Yeah, sucks, man. So he's out 4 to 6 months with a torn tricep, and Mania plans are already changing. I guess they were gonna do him and Seth. It's looking after Raw. It looks like it's going to be. Well, they're teasing that it's going to be Seth and Cody now, but I think they might still go with. I don't want to be like, oh, he's thinking about it. He's gonna, I think he's still gonna go with Roman. I think the only way to properly finish the story is with Roman.
And even if the finish the story stays Roman and he takes a right turn. Like, if he comes out and goes like, Roman is the finishing of the story, and that's my main goal, but you know what, Seth? You mentioned my dad, so this year I'm going to do you, and then next year I'm going to win the Royal Rumble for the third. Even if he, like, has perfect logic behind it, still totally takes the gas out of it. Like, he's got to go for Roman. He's got to go for it.
But yeah, due to injuries and stuff like that and everything going on, that might not happen. Who knows? No matter, just because real ones say it should be like this, and this one contains the juice, and the show's almost sold out and everything. It doesn't. We've seen things change for less.
Well, and Rollins is hurt, and
at least trying to be back before. Well, now he's definitely going to try and fucking get back now that fucking Punk is out.
Yeah, but even if he gets back, he's going to just hobble around. He's going to Adam Cole around and then fucking just take the pin for whoever. You got to think.
Yeah, I mean, like they might go back now with, I guess, to whatever their original plan was, which was like Cody, Roman, and then do Gunther. I heard also Drew defeats Seth, and then Punk comes back and then beats Drew at SummerSlam in Cleveland.
Okay, let's do that. I'm good with that.
Someone suggested that, and I might go to SummerSlam, by the way. So we're gonna beat up some Cleveland people now.
Cleveland marks.
I'm sure they're way nicer than Florida people.
The Drew promo on Monday Night Raw was amazing. Have you seen it?
Did you see him on social media? Yeah, I saw it. I watched the whole thing.
No, I haven't.
Did you see him on social media saying stuff? Time to tear up my tries.
He's like working out his fucking tries. Oh wow!
Tear up my triceps. He posted a meme of him at the grave, that like where someone's at CM Phil Brooks or CM Punk.
When he
it's like main event CM Punk 2024 to 2024 or whatever.
And CM Punk's promo was great. I mean, what can the guy do? He's probably so embarrassed. He probably feels
it
like
sucks.
shit.
What a year. What a 3 years I guess he's had now.
He really was just wanted to he had a fresh start.
Oh, it's fresh start.
I know, but man,
3 fucking fresh starts.
But he was being like the perfect citizen, he was really,
yeah.
I really, my heart, no matter what you think of him, your heart's got to fucking break for the guy,
Yeah. Well, he's one of my favorites, so
especially as an older guy, It's like, I want the fucking 40-year-old guy to do good and not get hurt all the time. You know what I mean? For the good
he needs
of
to
my
start fucking
species,
juicing, man. That's what he needs to do.
He needs steroids. That's exactly what he needs.
That's the issue. He doesn't do steroids, so it's
too little drugs is what he's had.
Yeah, that's what his lifestyle is.
But did you see the Drew promo where he goes I'm not a spiritual person, and I've been where you are at right now. And I've gone through a lot of changes and this and that.
Yeah, he was like,
he really walked it all around town. That he was and then he finally delivered the killing blow.
I prayed for this to happen. I really did,
and it did. I prayed for this to happen, and it did. I was like, I was literally slapping my knee. I marked out for that. I was like, yes. I don't know if I'm a spiritual person or not, but a lot has happened to me, and I've had my WrestleMania dreams taken away, and I don't know. I prayed for this to happen, and it did. This is good.
The number one heel in the company.
That's good fucking shit, man. That's really made me fucking laugh on Monday. That was worth it. And it kind of broke the tension of seeing CM Punk be so sad. And I love that he referenced his fucking UFC. He's like,
he's like, you don't see me fight in UFC? Yeah, not so great, huh? Yeah. So.
All right, let's talk about.
Speaking of not so great.
Yeah, let's talk about Vince.
Looks like Vince and Brock have been deleted from fucking existence. Erased from existence. They're deleted off the website. Yeah, again, the Chris Benoit treatment, they're gone.
Wow. I mean, and with the Netflix migration imminent, I think there becomes a time in the world where the library is no longer accessible in the way that it is even right now on Peacock.
Well, that's good for them because they were trying to hide people.
Because that's the thing. It's like, you can't now erase Vince. So you're just like, you know what? It's just no longer available. Sorry.
Eventually, looking at old WWF and shit is just going to be one big blur on the screen because you play 2K and in the John Cena mode, there's 50 different blur jobs. They're blurring the turnbuckles, they're blurring the ref face, they're blurring Taz's face, they're blurring people in the crowd, they're blurring a t-shirt, they're blurring a sign. There's just PC mixing with NDAs, mixing with the copyright, mixing with
Right,
just
and you
so
gotta
much.
replace the music. You know,
Yeah, and the music has to get replaced. The people have to get replaced. There's so much replaced. So eventually, like this entire box will just be one big blur, and then that's what you're playing.
Yo,
watching.
apparently I don't you remember like back when they were doing network? I feel like there was a story or like that's been mentioned a few times now that it cost them like more than any other like investment on the receipt to launch the network. It cost them the most to employ people to blur every frame of everything. You know, like that's where they took
For
the hit
Vince?
money wise. Yeah, like when they were launching network and they had to replace all the music and they had to fucking blur all the WWF shit.
Oh, for the WWE network.
Yeah, like when it was first launching, that was like the main cost. That was like the main problem.
Yeah.
Is that like, yo, they just had to spend mad money.
They had the right to censor going.
Yo, we could do that. Yo, you could do that in your editing software. We could have been WWE Network fucking
Frame by frame.
freelancers going frame by frame with the blur.
That means you have to watch like every fucking bit of content. You literally have to watch all these matches frame by frame.
Yeah, the massive library, the entire history of wrestling.
You would like
now.
know the entire history.
Yo, and you know,
You would like know all the stats. You'd be like one of these marks that like, oh yeah, November 13th at the fucking TD Garden in Boston. Yeah, brother.
yo, you better
Why?
we
'Cause I
better
edited the
all
whole-
snatch up those DVDs, those vintage VHSs, because yo, that's the thing too. I feel like they were working towards and thinking about a way, like they don't want to even celebrate their history. Even the Hall of Fame people are like PGP. You know, it's not a real Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? So like, all they needed was an excuse, because I think they already wanted to like kind of wipe out the history. Because at this point, like when the WWE Network first launched, I have every belief that it was fueled by people who wanted to watch the backlog. But I think now, out of their 2 billion fucking YouTube followers or whatever the fuck.
Well, the thing is, like, it's the Gen Zs that don't care about the past.
Right. So now, I think the people who subscribe to the network or follow WWE or follow WWE on YouTube
Just want to see TikToks
right.
and like,
it's
you
no
know.
longer about the people who care about the catalog.
That's why you see a shit ton, not just because it's trendy, but you know they're probably like also pushing them to do a lot of these like trendy TikTok audio like bits and all that kind of stuff. I see more of that all the time now. I see like Judgment Day and like Damian Priest and all these guys doing like the silly voiceover.
Oh,
and
they're
then
on
doing
it. Yep.
And it's so cringe.
They know
It's
all
cringe,
the
just like the next
trends.
person. It's cringe like if me and you did the scene, you know. It's fucking lame.
Well, it comes
So-
down to the age-old argument of like, you know, against the grain art versus fucking flipping Big Macs. Like, what do you want to do for your profession? You know what I mean? Like, how long can you starve as an artist? You know what I mean? It's like an age-old question, like selling out versus original shit. It's like, yeah, okay, this TikTok trend is getting fucking 2 billion things and equates now to real money, eyeballs and real money. So it's like, oh, what? You're going to, like, go do something original? Fuck that. Hell no, dude. Yo, I'm in the rat race too, dude. I've been in the, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you might as well fucking have the tiny microphone and do the fucking shit. And just try to put your own, like, spin on it. I don't know.
That's why, like, I didn't really sweat. Like, oh, I can't get this vlog up before Thursday. Like, I'm just gonna post it probably on my
dude.
channel
Welcome.
and get like 8 views, and then probably get like 30 or 40 views on yours, and that'll be the end of it. Just
No.
because it's just something we do for ourselves, kind
Listen,
of thing.
Joe,
and for
welcome-
you guys too. But
Welcome to Boulevard Bullies
Logic.
camp. Yeah. Yo, the turnaround on a video is not a week, dude. It's like 2 months. We turn around a video in
I'll
2
get it
months.
done in like
Yeah.
a few more days. I just gotta
Don't
get the
even
right.
worry about it, dude. You got like 2 more months.
Yeah, but the thing is, you put way more into the videos because you're like good at editing. Me, I just want to get everything in, you know, dissolve transitions, a nice, funny like commentary voiceover. Thanks.
I like a
subscribe,
nice
maybe I don't know, like
commentary voiceover. Anyway, yo, I've been asking this all week on the show in regards to Vince McMahon. How much money would you have to be paid to be pooped on?
probably a couple mil.
Couple mil.
Yeah, female.
Yo, Joe, I'm just like the guy who was hustling you for his chair. He just opens up a briefcase. He's got $500,000 in a briefcase. $500,000. And he goes, yo, I stood online to get a pretzel all night. I didn't even eat a pretzel tonight. And I want to just take you into my car, into my van.
My van.
And I want to poop on you. And you can have this briefcase of $500,000 cash. You know, listen. You could have your friends there as support if you want, or we could do it privately, just me and you. No, nobody needs to know about it. Nobody needs to care. And I will give you $500,000 cold hard cash, but you have to lay down in my van and I'm going to squat over you. I'm going to poop on your head.
Yeah, I need a milli.
A milli? Dude, a briefcase full of money.
$198.99, no cameras.
I'm just saying, dude. Imagine you're lucky. You know what? I wish that would happen to me when I was in Tampa Bay at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Down bad, Pat.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
All right, switching gears. Well, also same topic, but what is this you put here? Vince people say it's widely overblown. Johnny A says he's also a victim.
I already covered that. Yeah, but basically that's the statements that came because I was so focused on the fucking stories in the Wall Street Journal. I didn't realize that Vince, the day that he like stepped down from like all the shit, he like his people released a statement saying that
there was just so much shit. And also I was away.
Well, I didn't know that either. That's why I added this. I didn't realize. And John Laurinaitis came out and said that
I was like reading the whole like memoir release thing, and
well,
I didn't even get through it all. I didn't even get through it all yet. I was reading it through the Observer. I didn't even get through it all yet.
That was the point of interest, and so yeah, it was overshadowed. That like so they released statements, and like so now there's a whole developing thing. And then today, by the way, there was a tweet from that lady's like representation saying that they have been completely overblown with emails and fucking statements and phone calls about people who want to fucking drop the dime on Vince and like Rico this shit or whatever you want to say. So and so I once again, don't believe everything you read. Could it be a tactic for the defense? Sure. Or whatever for the plaintiff, I guess. Sure. But that's what apparently this lady's lawyer said, is that she's been overwhelmed with like eyewitness accounts and stories, and she's sifting through them and she's taking them all very seriously, and like it's been crazy.
Everyone wants a piece of the action of the biggest story of the decade. Yeah, well, it's bigger than COVID.
And then Slim Jim was going to pull out of the fucking Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I heard that. I guess that was fake news, or was that?
No, it was real news. They like I guess released that they were going to, and then Vince stepped down on like Friday.
Oh.
And then they were like back in. And I guess it was like, yo, we will make every single LED thing in the building say Slim Jim. That was the deal.
They only had it during that one match. I think it was the 4-way.
Yeah,
or
it was
the
title.
US title.
It was the title match. No. The US title was fine. It was Royal Rumble. The men's Rumble was Cricket. And Cricket Wireless, that was like a little bit less obnoxious. It was like black with white writing. Whereas
usually it's like fucking bright red.
Well, the Slim Jim
was
those bright
weird
red.
alien fucking M&M ripoff people things that a mascot they have that looks like the M&M people.
Well, what about a lifelong feud, Dominic Mysterio versus his father, Rey Mysterio, at WrestleMania, and they have to walk past a dancing piece of Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Yo, I love Dominic Mysterio, by the way.
Oh,
I think
awesome.
I think I finally. I don't know what it is. He doesn't really do much. He just he's got the look.
He's got the attitude.
Just funny. His gear, his hair, his like young looking face, the music and everything. It's just funny.
Let me ask you a serious question before we move on.
And it sucks because apparently they canned Brock Lesnar versus Dom Mysterio. That was in the works apparently for Elimination Chamber. That's another reason why they're gonna have to shake up a lot of stuff too.
Was it like confirmed that Brock was gonna come back, and then once the piss thing came out, he was like, yeah.
No, that was confirmed. I think they said it was either the Braun Breaker spot or it was the Braun and the McAfee, kind of a mix of both, or maybe just the McAfee spot. I don't know. It might have been just the Braun spot, because look at Braun's spot. We'll get into that in a little bit, but he like threw everybody out, and then there was a big like stare down. So maybe it was the McAfee spot where like there was a big stare down, then Brock would come out and then eliminate both of them or something, like Omos and Breaker.
Oh,
but it was definitely they definitely had to rebook it a little bit.
So you think that the Pat jumping in and jumping out was a rebooking?
I think that's what it was, because I mean, look at it. They could have done anything with that. And they
It
decided
was
to go
really
with that.
bad. It was
awful.
awkward. Now that I'm looking back at it, it was awful.
What were you about to say before that? Did we go too far in? Oh, Okada.
No. I'm done with that.
You want to keep going on this? Or you want to
No,
switch
yeah.
gears?
I was going to mention the Jericho Cruise, but I want to keep talking about the Royal Rumble. You know.
Well, we're gonna talk about it like entrance and booking later in a little bit, because Raw sucked this week.
All right, so the final headline is the Jericho Cruise, and that was what I was going to say.
Well, the Jericho Cruise is just a blurb, because I saw that.
I was following the Jericho Cruise very intently.
Oh, were you? What did I miss anything? MVP wasn't on it.
Well, no, MVP wasn't invited. Chris Jericho performed dressed like David Bowie. Did you see this?
Oh, that's where that was from. Yeah. And then he performed in Fozzy as David Bowie?
Oh, dude. He performs every night on the cruise.
Whatever. So that's so crazy. He performs every night of the cruise and just does like the same set list, but like probably throws in other covers and stuff.
I saw a clip
How
like
sick are people of Fozzy after that fucking trip?
I feel like I want to go on the Jericho Cruise.
You regret the fuck out of that.
Yo, I don't think so, because I feel like if I was to go like year one, it would have been like a problem. It's like, oh my God, this thing is so popular, blah, blah, blah. Like everybody's everywhere. I'm surrounded by marks, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like it's like 6 years in. It's like 5 years in. The Jericho Cruise ain't what it used to be. And I just feel like I could be one of 10 people watching Abaddon sing karaoke in full regalia.
What, well, I heard it's
just like a regular cruise now with
Yeah, but
Chris
they don't
Jericho
take over the
on it.
whole boat, though.
It's just a section of the boat.
I think I've heard that. It's like half the boat.
What's the other half? Just
Like
regular-
normal, like Carnival old heads.
we get like the back of the boat. The wrestling fans get.
Yeah,
like,
I
the
mean, I
back.
wouldn't be. Yeah, but then where do you go? Like, there's not
There's like
like
a huge slide and a zip line, but that's for like the norms in the front of the boat. Like Chris Jericho just has like.
Yeah, I don't know how exactly it works. Maybe someone else in chat could like. Maybe they know or have been on the cruise or something.
Anyway, I
but-
think it's finally time that I go
Abaddon.
on the Jericho Cruise.
Abaddon karaoke. Now you see her without her makeup.
I want to sing karaoke with Abaddon so bad on the Jericho Cruise. It's not even funny.
What was the other? I saw Okada. You said Okada in TNA.
Yeah, I heard some shit that he fucking did like a
He's got-
6-man.
A 6-man. He did a 6-man in TNA.
Yeah, 6-man
He
tag.
worked TNA this week.
That's what I think. I don't know. Who cares? Let's not
Oh.
move back. Let's move forward.
Okay. Now, just saying that he should be signing with someone soon. Within a, he was all finished up. He's officially a free agent.
Where do you think he's
So-
going to go? You think he's going to show up in NXT? I was completely wrong, by the way.
to go
about
to
him in the
fast
Royal
forward
Rumble.
AEW, we can go into AEW now if you want to, because this is like we're done with headlines. But like on AEW this week, they said Tony Khan has a huge announcement.
Next week.
Huge next week. Huge announcement from
Dude,
Tony
I'm
Khan.
so excited. Yeah,
So it
I
could
saw
be-
that too.
Them announcing. Alvarez said they're announcing maybe the Boston Garden for like some show, and they're gonna hype it up like a Punk thing. And it's either Okada or Mercedes
Huh.
or both.
Yo, at this point, I don't think I have faith that anything or any wrestler that joins AEW can help.
No, yeah, it isn't like, oh my god, they wouldn't even sell that out.
Yo, if
The only reason they sold the Last Dance thing out was because it was Punk, first time in like 7 years, and then it was also in Chicago. Oh, that's why Boston, because that's where Sasha Banks is from.
right.
That makes more sense now. Yeah, it probably is Sasha.
Yo, I think that Sasha Banks with an exclusive AEW contract gets absolutely fucking exposed. That's what I think.
Oh, so exposed, like, as in she's just another injury prone.
Yep, that's just
kinda
she's
can really
just
work.
another. Yep.
Head up her own ass.
Oh, sniffing her own farts is all the way. The best thing that Sasha
Was this when she
Banks
was at the Comic-Con like this?
The best thing that Sasha Banks can do for her fucking career is not wrestle right now. It's literally the best thing that she could do. Is just
some people should just like go
to
away and increase
not
their
wrestle.
brand that way. Yeah.
Yo, I'm not even saying that she should not be a wrestler. I'm just saying the best thing for her wrestling career right now is to continue to not wrestle. If she fucking pops up for some big announcement, if they do what you are insinuating, which is a Sasha Banks type of fucking CM Punk thing, where they're
calling it the last mark.
Yeah, the first mark. If they announce, like, if he comes out and says, "Oh, we're announcing the Boston Garden and we're gonna have a very special guest," and blah blah. If they do that the same way, first of all, I think they might be supremely disappointed. Although I don't know, maybe I trust the drawing power of Sasha Banks, but I just think over time,
the way that women's division is, like, she can't help it.
Well, I don't think she can carry it either.
Who's she gonna wrestle? Britt Baker, Deonna Purrazzo, Valkyrie. They need Jamie Hayter back. That's what they fucking need. And the only gimmick that was strong in their women's division recently was Toni Storm, and they've already fucking bastardized.
Well,
that.
no, they've only bastardized that in our minds as grumpy old men. To everybody else, it's awesome.
Yeah, I guess.
And Toni Storm is awesome. But I don't know.
So
I think everybody just becomes another person in
we didn't mention it last week, but Cornette reminded me. He's like, they compared Deonna and Toni Storm compared amateur leg tattoos.
Wait, what?
They had Deonna Purrazzo and Toni Storm have matching like ankle tattoos. And then Cornette was like, well, they showed their amateur tattoos on their leg. They're better out there. They could have been prison tattoos for all I'm concerned. That's how bad they were.
I saw that they had a big face-off, and they're pushing this.
That was last week. So this week, it was Deonna versus Taya Valkyrie with Johnny TV in her corner. And then just more Toni Storm BS.
Did you watch any AEW last night? Besides that, did you watch RVD versus Swerve Strickland?
Yeah, I watched the whole show.
Wow, how was that? Did you wear your Cody hat? I see how you know. I feel like I see how Florida has changed you. You know, you got a nice beard trim.
You changed. You changed, bro.
Yeah, I feel like you're a little different. You're a little bit more like.
Yeah, well, I once thought about maybe moving down there. That's not happening now. Jon Moxley defeats Jeff Hardy by ref decision. Why is Jeff Hardy on the show consistently now?
He's a legend.
Adam Page defeats Toa Leona. This was like a decent match actually too. Both Page and the Swerve matches were pick your poison. Wardlow defeats Commander. Apparently Wardlow's hurt. Might be meniscus.
Oh no! And then they gave Adam Cole a wheelchair.
And Adam Cole came out, and he's in a wheelchair. Adam Cole. So wait, isn't that worse when you're in a wheelchair?
No, because I don't think it's worse in wrestling because it's worse. The worst is if you're on crutches, which he was. Because, you know.
Just get the surgery?
You could, no, because think about all, Professor Xavier, you got Vince.
He was paralyzed.
You got heel Vince McMahon, who was in a wheelchair for a good portion of his run. You need the the wheelchair. Britt Baker herself did a wheelchair thing. She did it poorly, but, it was a thing. I think the wheelchair really makes you a Mr. Glass, Professor X. Yeah.
You
You could still be a badass in like a chair. And you know, Vince McMahon, I think eventually, if I'm not mistaken, upgraded to like the Jazzy. I think he had the wheelchair at first. Then I think he upgraded to the Jazzy. And by the way, side note, when the Undertaker crushes Vince McMahon's leg with the steps, just thinking about it right now makes my fucking skin curl. My blood boil, and I still don't know how they faked that broken leg injury. I'll never know. And I don't want to know. Anyway, Joe, keep going.
Jericho defeats Kyle Fletcher. Everyone forgot about Jericho now that Vince thing came out, so Jericho's probably happy about that.
What have I become?
And he just had his cruise and just reunited with his favorite tag buddy, Jericho, the Big Show.
Who could barely move.
Yeah. The Jericho theme is like one of my favorite themes ever. Because they actually took both of them, put them together, and then like redid the song. You know what I mean? Opposed to like putting two songs together and just like editing it together, they like took them and put them together and then remade the song like with new production and new vocals and new guitars and everything.
Wow.
Deonna Purrazzo defeats Taya Valkyrie, and then
Amazing.
The main event was Swerve Strickland defeats RVD, which is a very good hardcore match.
Yo, I saw RVD's out here just doing all the things.
So Paige and Swerve in their matches were selling a lot too and shit. So, you know, I mean, they were the more dominant guys selling to 50-year-old RVD and Toa, random ROH mid-card guy. So it's like, shout out to them. And you know,
Shout out.
but yeah, overall, just a lamer, another stinker. I've heard that, like, you know, the attendance is still shot.
Did you hear that it's going down? It's going from like 32 to 28 to 22 to like, I think this week was 1,700.
Well, maybe the Sting thing, it being like they keep releasing Sting tickets for Greensboro.
Well,
and every
that's
time
sold
they
out.
release
That's
them,
25,000 sold out.
I think they're gonna. I think Conrad said they're only gonna hit like at capacity is like 19,000.
Okay. So, but even if, but you know, I don't know. It's just interesting. It's like, okay, yes, Sting is
But
huge.
I'm saying it might give it some juice that after that people might start, or it might just drop off to 1,000 people.
It just keeps going.
I don't know
Hey,
when this Sasha Banks show is supposed to be.
Did you hear this story that came out in the past week where I guess on Collision they had a 6-man cage match, right? Did you hear about this? It was like House of Black.
Oh, the House of Black not taking an L or whatever.
Right, so it was House of Black versus Daniel Garcia and FTR, maybe? Right? And originally it was a 6-man, I guess, like the graphic changed. This was the vibe that like
After
it
the
said,
booking,
like,
yeah.
It said like pinfall to a finish or some fuck, and then it said then they switched it a few days later. It said elimination, meaning like you escape to win, right? And then Dave Meltzer came out and he said, "Yo, Malachi, it got changed to escape to win because Malachi Black and Buddy Murphy don't want to take a fall, don't want to take a finish, don't want to do a job because their wives are in WWE and they're just playing out their contracts and waiting to go to WWE. And in Dave Meltzer's opinion, if you know that these guys are going to go to WWE, why are you letting them not take jobs?
Book themselves. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
You know, and it's actually a very valid point. But then apparently, like AEW Creative and like Buddy Matthews.
Yeah, but you've never seen how many. I was talking to my one buddy. Shout out to Robbie. He might be listening. He said, "How many singles matches have you seen Malachi in?"
Yo, recently, not many. But did you see that Buddy Matthews posted his like record? In response to this, he posted
Because he
his
did take
record.
an L, right? He said there wasn't.
Well, he's like
The
overall.
20, he was only 24, but it's been 4 weeks.
Yeah, but he's like 0-3 or something.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, he's not. He's doing.
I
jobs.
thought it was like 2-1 or something. Or
Well,
like,
no, I think he's like 0-1 in singles, 1-2 in tag, and like 1-1 in trios or something like that. But he's like 0-1 in singles. You know, it's like I don't know. So they both said that it's fucking ridiculous that they wouldn't do a job. You know, to me, Malachi Black honestly seems like the type of guy who doesn't really take himself too seriously as far as like,
Right.
like no,
He doesn't take himself seriously at all.
no, as far as like that doesn't work for me, brother.
I think he's one of the most wound up, fucking overworked marks in the history of wrestling.
All right, you know what, Joe? You convinced me. I completely changed my opinion to agree with you.
That was quick.
Dude, you know what? You're fucking right. Fuck this guy. Dave Meltzer's
I mean, like, I know,
right.
like, it's just like anyone. I have nothing against goth people and like over tatted people, but that like they're definitely like those tend to be. What?
Nothing. Nothing.
You know what I mean? It's just like when you're doing all. I don't really have.
Okay.
What's the term?
I mean, I wonder what Malachi Black would have to say about somebody who went and got a half sleeve of Michaela from Elden Ring.
Well, that's the thing. His girl has the same tattoos as mine.
yeah, but he'd probably be like, "Oh well."
My girl got it first, even though technically I got him before.
Did you know
Zelina.
that Malachi Black had
Zelina bites my style? Okay.
Oh wow!
Not-
Wow. Okay. I've never seen her wear that hat.
All right, we're not getting into this.
Did you see that for a wedding gift, Malachi Black flew a portrait artist from Amsterdam to fucking Montez Ford's wedding so that guy could sit and do a portrait of Bianca Belair on Montez Ford's arm as his wedding gift from Tommy End.
You saw that? Remember when we talked about him in his Halloween party? Like he hosted a Halloween party, but he's the only person that didn't dress up. And he's the guy who dresses like it's Halloween week in and week out.
Yeah, this is just a day for me.
And that his whole color is black and his whole house is black. And he's covered in all these tattoos. He refuses to take an L, but when it comes to Halloween, I don't partake.
Yeah. You better make it an elimination because I'm not
Good luck,
escaping.
Andrade. Good luck, fucking Tommy End or whatever your name's going to be over there now. It ain't going to fucking change there.
We just want to be near their sweet, sweet wives, Joe.
I love the last like year or year and a half of wrestling, how people were like boinky, boink, boinky, like just jumping back and forth, like trying to find like these greener pastures. And it just, oh, Vince is gone. Vince is back. Oh, no, I went back. Oh, I got released. Oh, I'm in AEW. Now I'm back in the E. Now Vince, it's just. I mean, there's only two places to fucking work.
Hold on. What's that original fucking...
Smartest guy in the business is Matt Cardona.
What was his original name when he used to raise from the coffin? Aleister Black. What was the song? No man is ever truly a fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that song was fucking dope.
That's when like fucking, I mean, like if you look at Rumble, a big issue, no one knew the crowd was dead because nobody knew who anybody was because none of the themes are recognizable. That was like one of the last, like, that was that last era of like Triple H NXT where like themes were like bangers and you knew who everyone was, like, you knew it was The Fiend. You knew it was like Johnny Gargano. You knew it was Aleister Black. You knew it was like these like themes were like really like, oh fuck yeah,
We're pumping. Adam Cole's theme has always been pumping.
Yeah, the undisputed. What else you want to talk about with the or no? Are we done with AEW?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think we are.
Oh, Bucks now have goatees.
Oh my god, dude, this is the worst shit. They doubled down on the cringe. And they're showing up with like their coffees and their cell phones. It's so bad. It's not so bad. It's good. It is so bad. However, they're good Christian boys. And I always thought that the guy they were making fun of, Vince McMahon, was maybe a little eccentric, but still so much cooler than the Young Bucks. And now I am potentially horrified to live in a world where the Young Bucks were right. Vince McMahon's a horrible person. Triple H is a horrible person. CM Punk's with them. Good riddance. He's a horrible person. I think I'm just going to fucking, maybe grow myself a goatee, drink myself a Starbucks, and find Jesus Christ. Because Vince McMahon has been peddling smut into our brains for years, when the whole time we should have been watching PWG.
PWG is not around anymore, so.
Well, this was a commentary on the state of society.
You could have been watching PWG, and then you would have known about the art form that is Excalibur on a commentary.
Oh my God, the art form.
So also next week on Dynamite, it is Darby and Sting versus Big Bill and Ricky Starks for the AEW tag titles.
Are they going to be so obvious that Sting and Darby win the championships, and then the Young Bucks beat them for the championships? And Sting's
I suggested that, but then now I'm thinking maybe like, what did there was a promo this week talking about that, and I think Sting had already been said something about Ricky Starks some time ago. So it's like I think it sounds like he wants to put him over, so they might have a screwy finish next week where the Bucks interfere and then have Ricky Starks pin Sting, or they just win and then the Bucks beat them at Greensboro.
Yeah, I mean, well, Sting's last match doesn't need...
I don't think it's about the tag titles. I think it's about the clout of getting the pin over on Sting on the way up. That's what people are fighting for now.
Because they're undefeated.
Undefeated Sting, who's gonna get put over. You know, Ricky Starks might not be in the company for much longer. So what's the point of even doing that either?
He can't wait to leave either.
Yeah. So
God bless. God bless them all.
AEW this week. All right, let's talk. Raw sucked this week because everything got all changed. So let's just go through. You want to go to the Rumble with a fine-tooth comb?
Yeah, let me hear about your live Rumble experience. You said the show sucked. I had a great time watching it.
Let me go through. Can we go through the first match first? Which was the Ladies Rumble, which was a major L to start the show.
Wait, were you not there for the pre-show? Were there no pre-show matches? What time did you arrive?
I got into my seat like 7:45 or something like that.
Oh wow, okay.
Remember I had to go to the customer service and I was doing everything there for a little bit too. So, I want to do this. I mean, I guess I'll just go to the entrance. So Natalya was number 1, Naomi returning number 2. I guess this was an all right way to start the show. I don't see why people care about Naomi. She did absolutely nothing. She decided to
how dare
herself. She decided to side herself with Sasha, who ended up bailing on her. So then Naomi had to go to TNA for a little bit, and now she's coming back to the E, which then now Sasha might also not be in the E. It's just like she kind of derailed her own career for the sake of like standing up with her ride or die, which obviously did not ride or die with her.
Well, yeah,
does that make sense?
They definitely didn't bring her back as any type of folk hero or CM Punk anti-establishment type of person.
One of the only pops of the night, but I have no idea why. I think they just pop for the song, like yeah. Bring it to the flow. Whatever. Number 3.
You know what I thought was dope? Oh, continue. Number 3, please.
No, you could. Well, we were gonna go on a whole other tangent.
No, because I was going to talk about a number 5 thing. But go ahead.
Okay. So next up was the winner, Bayley. They had her in at number 3. She went over 1 hour and 3 minutes to win. After her was Candice LeRae. Number 5, Jordynne Grace from TNA. This was cool. I went up and tried to get footage for the show, for the vlog, and I went up to I was in the outfield on the risers, and so I was at the big scoreboard where they had one of the time tickers that go down for the entrant and countdown, whatever. And as soon as that hit and I got that footage, it was Jordan's entrance. So I was up and moving next to people when it happened, and the guy next to me was like, "Who the fuck?" Not everyone knew. Not a lot of people know who she is. So, but yeah, it was cool to see her here. I'm talking with a lot of people like today and yesterday that think that like the E is now going to send someone down to TNA. That is absolutely not going to fucking happen.
No.
Someone said that. I'm like, all right, well, what happened with Mickey James? No, first of all, the big thing now is like, oh, Vince is gone. They're gonna do it now. Vince is gone. Listen, not everything is like about fucking Vince ran the company, but like it's not. That doesn't mean the floodgates are opening and now they're just gonna send people to fucking like MLW and like fucking like Battleground Pro or fucking ICW and all these fucking places. Not how this shit works. Like you were already at the fucking Mecca. You don't send people fucking down to do them a favor unless they did a favor for you. You're doing a favor for them just to be in like good business, like Hunter even said, like, oh, it's just good business, yada yada. I don't call it the forbidden door because that shit is silly and stupid. Did you see that?
He said that?
The scrum was the best part of the show.
Oh, well, he dodged the Vince questions like a weirdo.
Yeah, he had to on that. But Bailey, Cody, and Hunter were all good.
Yeah, Hunter was awesome. Cody was awesome.
Bailey was good. Bailey was all right, and then like Cody was great because DDP was there.
Right. He called on DDP in the.
Well, yeah, DDP went on a whole like because DDP has his yoga and his wellness thing. So
hi, it's like, DDP with DDP.
I can't tell you in your daddy's territory. You doing this in St. Pete in your old man's territory. How and like Cody was like. Next up was Indy Hartwell, then Oscar, Ivy Nile, Katana Chance, Bianca Belair at 10, Kairi Sane, Tegan Knox, Kaden Carter, Chelsea Green. So another thing. So all these
she's the best.
At this point,
she's the best female wrestler. She's the best women's wrestler right now. Chelsea Green, 100%.
So in this block, look at the block of names that come out here. After Bianca Belair, that's the only name. That's the only entrance you can recognize. You get Kairi, Tegan, Carter, Green, Nevin, Zia Lee, Vega, Dupree, Jax, Shotzi. That is 10 straight entrances before Becky comes out. This was like you could hear a fucking pin drop in these like fucking like what was it 10 times 90 seconds, whatever that. We'll say it was 20 fucking minutes. Like no one knew who was coming out. No one knew like if you were farther back, you don't know who was getting thrown out. You didn't also care who was also in the fucking match, And then it was obvious when Becky was coming out because Nia started like dominating everybody. Becky comes out, crowd fucking actually wakes up finally. After that, Alba Fire, Shayna Baszler. Then it just goes back to shit again. Shayna Baszler, Valhalla with the fucking.
One of the highlights of the show for me was whoever Alba Fire's manager was.
For that, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said one of the highlights for the show was whoever Alba Fire's manager was.
Who was that?
I don't know.
Was it another woman?
She was great though. She did a great job. It was one of the best performances.
Is it her buddy Isla Dawn?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Isla's nice.
Bright future. Yeah, great wrestler.
Yeah, you fucked me up. Yeah, no. Then they had for Valhalla, they had R-Truth come out. So then the crowd pops for R-Truth, a person that's not even. I understand it's funny, like he comes out during the women's match and stuff, but just kind of shows like the tide of the times with that. They fully embrace the meme, I guess.
But if there was one guy to do it, it would have been R-Truth. He's got a safe character.
Or what's his face?
Who?
Who's Santino Marella?
I guess so, but he was just confused. R-Truth was just confused,
There was a backstage thing where he goes back with Adam Pearce and he's like, "What the hell happened there? What'd you tell me last night?" I said, "You go in the men's Royal Rumble." What happened to your hair? That was Nick Aldis. Guerrero? like Dominic? Like everything he said was just like completely confused,
They had clips of everybody walking.
What happened to
the
your
building.
hair? Didn't you used to have hair in your hair? That was Nick Aldis. Mysterio? And he's like, "I need a drink. It's too early for that." Yeah. Then Mitchin, Zoe Stark. It was cool seeing Roxanne Perez. and then Jade Cargill came out. Huge
Woo!
pop.
Love
No
her.
one fucking knows her at all. And guess what? Still too fucking early.
Oh, she almost
match
broke
was
her
a-
own neck a few times.
Almost broke her own fucking neck. There were a lot of other. I meant to watch the show before this so I can write down I could tell what the botches were all the way in the outfield. You know, there was a huge botch on Maxine Dupree's fucking. As soon as she comes in, like first, you come in, you get your big spot. You know, as soon as you come into the match, and she completely botched her first spot. Jade, you know how I feel about Jade. Then
She's
Tiffany
the best. Yo, when Jade and Bianca did the gorilla presses, well, first of all, Jade dumped.
We're both black. Now we're gonna look at
Oh,
each other.
stop it, Joe!
That's what that
Just
was.
stop it with that hat. It's that hat.
Come on.
Yeah, you got
That's all they wanted to do. It's like
what's-
everyone's been carrying. I'm black. You're
what
buff.
state-
I'm
what
black.
state-
You're buff.
What
Let's have a
state did you
face
get that
off.
hat?
Yeah.
It's like
fucking
when Homer
great.
Simpson got Snake's hair. It's getting into that hat's getting into your brain, Joe.
Gonna go home and play Call of Duty.
You did play Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's why
You
I'm
did.
down
You're
south playing Call of
super-
Duty.
You went to Florida and you rediscovered Call of Duty, and now you bought that hat.
Gonna go play Cold War.
Love it. Don't even say that as a joke. That's
Then
true.
Tiffany Stratton came in, and then a lame number
Oh, I'm
30.
sure you love Tiffany Stratton. Blonde hair, blue eyes.
It's the best race. It's the only race. And then blonde hair, blue eyed, Liv Morgan, number 30.
Number 30.
The only good booking of the match, or only good spot of the match, was when
I can't
Liv-
believe you.
Liv, Bailey. First of all, Bailey's booking, where all her eliminations came from like kicking people,
Slimy. Yeah.
like that was good. I like that, and also the finish was that too. But the whole apron, there was a lot of apron spots for the girl.
opportunist behavior, yeah.
When Liv gave her like whack finisher to Jade, like Jade goes over, skin the cat, tries to go back. They bring her back down again. They're hitting each other. Her top almost fucking breaks off. So she's holding that. Then they're all fighting on the apron. Bailey sneaks in. Liv hits her with the finisher, and then Bailey kicks her out, and then she wins.
Yeah,
Only good
slides in
spot in the
between the bottom and the middle rope. No, the spot where they both bench press. First of all,
Oh, the bench press. You're all about that.
yo, dude, first of all, when Bianca eliminated what's her name from TNA,
Jordan Grace.
Jordan Grace, with the fucking TKO or whatever the fuck it is on the apron. That was so
another
dope.
Apron spot. Another apron spot. Yeah,
No,
they were
but
doing a lot of
paid-
apron spots.
They paid Jordan Grace the proper respect. She got a few eliminations, but then
That was
Bianca
fine, yeah.
overpowered. And you know what? In the Bianca final like little sequence, I think Jordan Grace skinned the cat. Bianca did. Like they did a nice little thing to give Jordan Grace the proper respect. Then Nia Jax came in, eliminated a whole bunch of people. Then they had fucking Jade eliminate Nia, which I couldn't fucking believe. Which was dope. And then, the meme of Becky Lynch being like, you know what I'm talking about?
I think I saw the spot, but like I didn't see that it was a meme yet.
Yeah, so Jade just fucking powers scoop slam, dumps Nia, right? And then Becky.
It was like she went into fireman's carry, but didn't pull her all the way over, and then she decided to flex and then just say fuck it and
Oh,
slam.
but it was still so dope. The flex was so Jade. Jade's my favorite female wrestler by far, Joe. But then when Becky witnessed the elimination of Nia by Jade, Becky was standing there like this. She was like comatose, dumbfounded. Like it was such good fucking acting.
Yeah. Oh.
Refrigerator Jacks. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
hey.
refrigerator. In
You know what?
Sable's
I'll tell you this.
tire.
On Monday, last night or 4 nights ago, Monday night, whatever the fuck, when Nia Jax dropped that leg drop on Rhea Ripley, I believed that was a painful thing that can happen to somebody. You know what I mean? And during the Royal Rumble, she got huge heat too. She's going like, I'm not like most girls. And everybody's standing up booing. The Royal Rumble was so dope because as the clock ticked down, everybody in camera, hard cam view would stand up.
Although
And,
everyone in
like,
the arena would stand up.
Yo, that's like, that just makes it dope. It makes it so much better.
You know how sore those people's legs are now after doing 30 squats times 2. So that's 60 squats they had to do, plus all the other walking.
Yo,
and majority of those people are not athletic.
And they didn't find the parking spot like a walking guy would that you did.
They
valeted that shit for like $150. Yeah.
Yeah, the Ozymandias, the smartest man that ever lived. So what'd you think of the title match? I thought that shit sucked too.
I needed a bathroom break match after the women's rumble. I know it's cliche.
Match fucking sucked. It was like 2 hours into the show, and we only had one match.
Well, there were only 4 matches on the whole show. It was just, So I needed a bathroom break there, even if they had put, I mean, just logically speaking, you got to put the U.S. title there before the other thing, right?
Yeah, I don't. So they had the title match. They had the 4-way. And then they had Logan Paul, like lower card guys, come on after. And people are saying they were going to have like LA Knight and those guys like come out in the Rumble, and none of those guys came out.
Thank God. I hate when the challengers for the main events and the people who are mid-card people.
Well, you were fucking better off because look who came out in the men's fucking Rumble. Like Carlito.
Fair.
Ivar, Omos, R-Truth.
All active wrestlers.
Ricochet.
Active wrestler.
Grayson Waller. Like
number 3, baby, Grayson Waller.
So yeah, that shit sucked. And I guess it had some lame finish where like they kind of saw no, the 4-way was just whatever. And then the title match, the US title match was some random guy came in wearing a white shirt and threw Nux to Logan Paul.
Yeah, it was like YouTube friends. His YouTube friends.
Yeah, some random guy just jumped. So that's cool. Security does nothing. That makes no sense. At least have security run over and like fight with the guy and then like throw it in. You know what I mean? Like, and then like throw the Nux in, you know? And at least he gets it, you know? But no, just random guy just jumps the rail. And then then instead Kevin Owens used it and then the ref saw it.
Right.
First time ever a ref saw Nux. Okay, whatever.
The smartest referee in the entire known universe, right?
Yeah.
The referee decided to go into business for himself.
All right, men's Royal Rumble time. First of all, also the show had Hulk Hogan all over it, advertising as a travel agent to St. Pete.
St. Pete, baby.
Come on down to St. Pete, brother. The water's great.
The water's warm.
Home of great places and restaurants and my very own dude, Hogan Beach Shop. Oh, we ran into Bischoff also. Did I tell you that?
No.
So they were Conrad and them had at the beach shop or the beach bar or whatever. They had some podcasts upstairs, and then after we saw Hogan and Ron, we were following him. Eric Bischoff came out, and then my buddy got a picture with him, and I did some videotaping for the vlog.
Yo,
the vlog that'll come out for Rumble 2025.
Yeah, you have at least 6 months turnaround window. You're fine.
We'll release it for Rumble. Yeah. All right. So speaking of Rumble, men's Royal Rumble, number 1 and my pick, unfortunately. Jey Uso. They had him come out just because of his entrance, followed by his brother Jimmy Uso, and everyone was like,
"What a coincidence!"
Oh my god, this is storytelling. You see all these like fake marks, like in their little fucking short form Andes. Like they're just like, "Oh my god, this is such storytelling."
I can't believe how.
And then they
bad
kill
of
all
a
the
time
heat. Grayson
What? I can't believe how bad of a time you had being there. I was enjoying this watching.
Oh, fucking
at home.
suck. I mean, we have a podcast where we shit on everything. So I mean, like, the E shows are never good. Usually EW pay-per-views, they're hit or miss. Like, their show is, like, always bad, like, during the week. And then their pay-per-views are, like, hit or miss. Where so the E is, like, always bad, usually. And then their pay-per-views always suck. And then their stock just goes up.
You know who you sound like right now?
Someone with a brain?
You sound like a no yeet.
A no yeet.
You sound like
no
a
yeet,
no
no
yeet.
yeet. No yeet.
You sound like a no yeet delete.
So Jimmy, Grayson Waller, Andrade returning. This was predicted or whatever. Huge pop for him. I don't know why. E-marks don't watch AEW.
They love him from before.
Do they just love him from looking at Charlotte's Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Carmelo Hayes, Shinsuke Nakamura, Santos Escobar, Karrion Kross. You can hear a pin drop at this point. Dirty Dom Mysterio. Finally, the crowd wakes up.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
booing the fuck out of him. Then the crowd goes into sleep mode again with Carlito, Bobby Lashley, Ludwig Kaiser, Austin Theory, Finn Balor, and then finally Cody comes out, and then they actually fucking wake up.
Whoa!
And then they go back to sleep with Bronson Reed, Kofi Kingston.
No, Bronson Reed had a showing.
And then Gunther came out too. So obviously he had a showing too. He always does.
Gunther.
Jason,
Gunther.
Gunther. Ivar, and then Braun Breaker. I guess that was supposed to be the
Yeah, you weren't watching it correctly, Joe. This was fire.
almost. And
He was
then
dope.
Pat McAfee wasted throwaway spot where he
Oh,
like
so
kind of
bad.
came in and then left and eliminated himself.
Can I talk
eliminated
about that
himself.
for a second? Can I talk about the Pat
course.
McAfee throwaway spot? I will say that on the surface, as a cranky old man, I hate it. And by the way, Pat McAfee,
We love him. We love him.
as a commentator, incredible. Like one of the best commentators of the modern day. He brings the best out of Graves. He brings the best. He's just hilarious. I love Pat as a commentator. But to have him get up from behind the commentary desk, enter the Royal Rumble, and then eliminate himself is such like a self-burial, cuck, horrible, disrespectful. On the surface, right, Joe? That was my first reaction. But then I think about it, it's like, there is a long history of dope dudes who have done that spot in the Royal Rumble. It's almost like an homage spot. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, in the moment it's kind of lame, but Drew Carey did it. Other people did it. I don't know. I just think that I've kind of come off my hate for him.
Pete
for
Rose.
that. Pete Rose, things like, it's kind of like an homage, like campy spot.
Yeah. I think
So
I
I've
think
kind of
that was supposed to be the Brock spot or whatever, I guess.
well, okay. So especially as an emergency to just hop in and do that, then I have even more respect. Actually,
Thank God he was in shape for it.
hey, did you hear the story about Pat at the WrestleMania last year, where he fought Austin Theory, and then Vince came out and did like a whole improv wild thing? You know what I mean? Where like Pat had to fight Vince.
Wait, at Mania?
Yeah, you remember this Mania thing? It was
I
like
remember the Mania
Pat
match.
versus Austin Theory.
Yeah.
And then like Vince came out and like fought Pat, and then like Stone
Oh,
Cold
this
came
is
out.
when he had the really fucked up like what did Vince do? It was a meme
like
in the match.
worst stunner of all
Oh, it was
time.
the worst stunner ever.
But
he like
this
missed
was,
it
this
and
was
like
but like Pat beat Austin, and then McMahon came out and like fought Pat. Like as improv, like to hear Pat talk about it, it's like, yo, I didn't even know. Vince just decided to get in the ring and like fight me.
yeah, Vince is mentally ill.
Is it the CTE?
Yeah. Steroids, CTE, all that. Money, power.
Hustle, loyalty.
Respect. Yeah. Now then forever together. After McAfee, JT Funko Pop at 23. Then R-Truth, The Miz, and then they 26 was Damian Priest. Then finally CM Punk. Crowd decided to wake up. Then Ricochet to cool him back down. Then Drew, and then number 30. No one cared for Sami Zayn, which sucks.
Yo,
A year ago, it was the hottest thing going. A year later, hottest thing going in wrestling. Now look.
Yeah, just
Not so
another
much.
guy. Just a
Little
guy.
pop for the, let's go. You can't fucking say the entrance distinguishes overness. The way entrances are now, it's like it's to get people hype, yeah, but like they just get hype, and the second the bell rings or the second the music stops, it's or it's this.
Because they got to post the Sami Zayn intro on their Instagram.
Let's go. That's all it is.
Boop, 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 boo. Yeah,
So, yeah,
Sami Zayn's
Cody
just
won
another guy.
that. He ended up CM Punk got injured. Cody won that.
Anthony D, Tony Deppen winning the $150. Is the payment secured?
Yeah, I paid him immediately.
I know you
Paid him
did.
the next day, but yeah.
I already know you did.
Why, you do want to get paid for it?
I mean, I feel like 10% should probably go to the house. So what else? What are we looking forward to? I guess we're just on the road to WrestleMania.
We're officially on the road to WrestleMania. We're looking forward to WrestleMania. That's really it. Well, we got to see what they do with The Rock. We got to see what they do at Elimination Chamber. We're gonna find out what they do the next few weeks with all these injuries and Elimination Chamber and how it's gonna.
Oh, I am.
Mania
absolutely
tickets are already
fascinated.
going up in the secondary market. They're already over like with fees. I don't know, like $400.
And I can't wait to see what happens with Kathy Kelly. Just in general.
Sure, if you like boring, like average to maybe
You know,
slightly above average. women.
okay, Joe. All right, Joe. I don't like that kind of talk.
Oh,
on this.
I was thinking of the other girl. Who's the girl in MLW that dated one of the Rascals?
Dated one of the
She looks like she could be Kathy Kelly's sister.
Alicia Tout.
Yeah, she's the worst.
She's
Kelly
dating
has
Maxwell
more-
Jacob Friedman. Did you know that?
I don't care. Fuck them both.
Well, they're
both
in love,
It's perfect because
Joe.
they're both boring as fuck.
They're in love. It's Maxwell Jacob Friedman and Alicia Tout in love.
Till they're not in love.
Well, I don't know if you know that. I think that it might be eternal, everlasting.
This is what I say to love.
As like most relationships in wrestling, you know?
Should have been me.
It should have been me.
Should have been me.
It was me. It was me, Austin.
But yeah, in the Scrum Triple H show, they pretty much asked it was only Bailey, it was the winners and Triple H. So Bailey, Cody, and then H. And they all got asked about the Vince thing. And they're just like, Bailey's like, yeah, like we found out when like you guys did. Like, it sucks. And then Cody's like, oh, well, we found out when like you guys did. And Hunter's like, and Hunter's like,
I want to focus on the
not
positive.
dwell on like
Yeah.
negative thoughts.
Think
you
about
know?
the positives.
In this business, there's one thing that matters more than everything. Is this business and taking bumps.
I'm going to tell you this, dude. Straight up, if you take that media scrum after the Royal Rumble and you isolate it and you put on some like Ghostbusters filter. By the way, new Ghostbusters trailer, I'm all in on this
Yeah, I'm
fucking
ready.
shit. I'm fucking ready for all the Ghostbusters fucking shit. Tall, dark, and horny at 12 o'clock. Let's go, Bill Murray. My fucking guy. Anyway, I'm just saying, if you go and take this fucking media scrum after the Royal Rumble and you put it into Egon's computer and you set the filters for like paranatural, paranormal, satanic, Epstein Island visiting, adrenochrome sucking, Nephilim, I'm really a reptile type of fucking filter, you can look directly into fucking Triple H's eyes, dude, and realize that his soul and body has been possessed by Vince McMahon. And if you look at Cody Rhodes, welcome to the Omen, dude. Welcome to the Omen. Cody Rhodes, Antichrist.
Speaking of Antichrist, moving away from wrestling, I've been grinding out a lot of the Rob Zombie films lately.
Dig through my witches and burn through my ditches. What's your favorite so far? How far have you gone?
Well, I in the past I saw the House of a Thousand Corpses and I saw Devil's Rejects in theaters, and then I never saw any like promotion about any of his other films except for the Halloween films. Turns out he's got a lot of fucking films.
Well, there's 37 or whatever, which
So-
is dope.
I rewatched Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects,
Great. Dwight.
and then I
1,000
watched.
Corpses.
I'm watching it in release order, but I'm skipping the Halloween stuff. And then I'm
Okay.
gonna go back to watch Halloween. So then I skipped Halloween 1 and 2, and then I made the mistake of watching at like 1 a.m. in the morning last night, The Lords of Salem.
Oh, so
So
dope.
good.
So,
So good.
dope. Yeah. He's
It
got a
was so
very
good.
specific, wacky
That shit
style.
was fucked. That was like Hereditary, Midsummer kind of vibe.
I love it. I live for it.
Yeah. So now I'll probably watch like, what was it, 31,
Yeah, there's a few like newer
Three
ones.
from Hell.
There's one where it's just her, and it's like about an apartment building type of thing, and I think that's
Yeah, that's
31.
Lords of Salem.
No, I think that's 31. Is that
Well,
she's
she's
like
in an apartment building with it's Sherry Moon, and she's in an apartment building. She's a disc jockey.
Oh yeah. Okay, so what's that?
And the
That's Lords of
Witches,
Salem.
yeah,
She
that's
listens
Lords
like a
of Salem.
weird band, right?
She's a disc jockey at a
Yes,
radio
okay,
station.
So that's what I'm thinking.
And like the witches are like she's a descendant of a witch, and like there's a vinyl that
Right.
gets played on the radio, and
so
it kind of
that
like wakes people up.
movie is the best. like,
Yeah, that
like
one's
that's
really
one of his best movies for sure.
I had never heard of it until yesterday.
Yeah, and she's great in it. And are you gonna watch The Munsters from him?
I guess so. Is that a comedy?
I feel like if you're on this path that we're talking about Rob, you might want to. If you're skipping Halloween, you might want to
go
skip
back.
Munsters too, just because
then
that's
go
such a
back and watch
different
those later.
vibe. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just stick with the crazy clown and the Halloween.
like
Shoot yourself
him
in
and
the
his
face.
wife. Yeah, insane, like snuff film, weird. Yeah. You know what I recommended to Brian? Have you ever seen this a movie called Infinity Pool?
No.
All right, so do you
Infinity
know,
War.
Do you know I forget this fucking guy's name. You know the Skarsgård guy, right? The Pennywise? So like his
Yes, head.
brother was like a major guy in True Blood. Ben, Jim, Jimmy, Jemmy, Benny. Yeah, but anyway, this shit, Infinity Pool, highly recommended. That's my pick for you this week.
It's horror.
It's kind of like Clockwork Orange horror.
I like weird psychological.
Yeah, it's kind of like fucking weird.
All right. What else have I been watching? The new season of True Detective has been really good.
Oh, is that good with Jodie Foster?
Yeah.
Is that good? Because the only good True Detective season in my mind is one.
Yeah. This is the best since one.
Come on.
Because it's in Alaska, and it's like how Alaska has the way the show is logged. It's like 5th day of night, because Alaska's will have like night only mode.
Yo, and she's good, right? Like she's like good.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I
She
trust
also-
Jodie Foster.
She also gets it in one scene if you're into like 60-year-old.
Oh, there's
Your
sex.
Jodie Foster. Yeah. If she gets it in one scene. So
Oh, wow. All right.
I wasn't into it at first, and then I was like, "What?"
That show went from so good to so bad so quick.
It doesn't take away from it.
All right. No, but it's like, maybe you need a few years. Maybe you need a few years to get your shit together and like come back
She
with
doesn't
Jodie
take any
Foster.
roles. Like
That's what I'm saying. That's
there's
what I'm
another
kind of
one like
into it.
Natalie Portman and these other people that never take roles.
Yeah,
But
because they
it's-
didn't
it's
want to
really
fuck
good.
kids
Oh,
with
you
Vince
meant the
McMahon
writing.
and Donald
You meant
Trump,
the writing.
dude.
You meant the writing.
what I'm saying?
The show itself kind of like derailed, and then I watched like the 3rd season recently, and then
Oh, that's the one with that one very famous and excellent black actor, right? What's the fuck?
yeah,
is that
he
guy's
was
name?
like it was like in the past, and the past is coming up, and then like he's older, and it's kind of like he's trying to remember and shit like that.
So is that good?
It was very confusing.
Yo, because
This is
season
like-
2 with Vince
This
Vaughn
is
and
like The Thing. This one, it's like The Thing, bro. like John Carpenter's The Thing.
They're
It's like
getting
John
to it. They're
Carpenter's
getting
Thing
to the
vibe.
center.
Yeah, it's like frozen bodies and like weird possession shit. And
I'm
like,
going
it's-
in. I'm going in. I'll
yeah.
watch this. I'm
only
going to
like 3 or
start with
4
season
episodes.
1.
Yeah, go from the beginning. Well, the reason season 1 is so good is because it's like the eldritch, like New Orleans kind of like paranormal spell stuff, right?
Hold on. Let me think about this. There's something shadows on. There's something. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think
Yeah,
of the
the
theme
theme.
from 1. Yeah.
There's new themes every
Something
season.
shadows on. Long below the darker night. The sun. All right, you want to end this fucking program,
No. I think we haven't talked about the thing that everybody wants to talk about,
which is what now?
which is the sports gambling.
Sports gambling. God bless, Joe.
So we
Yo,
got the Super Bowl is
I
set.
hit a parlay of a fucking lifetime. You know what I
Yeah,
did? dude?
that was a big payout, brother.
Yo, that was a huge. I went
You're,
4.
you're completely out of the red now.
Yeah, because at the start of the playoffs, I deposited 20, and I've been scratching, and I've been clawing, and I've been using the free bets, and I've been parlaying, and I've just been trying to think and fucking process, and I hit a $4 parlay for $45. You know what I did? I took one of the recommendeds on DraftKings, but you know what I did? I went in and I edited it. And I changed 1 or 2 of them to alternate passing yards. I removed the anytime touchdowns because anytime touchdowns in a parlay are absolute fucking bullshit, Joe.
Yeah, they're kind
Parlay
of
killer.
You got to be like confident, like, and if you're doing it anytime in a parlay, you shouldn't be parlaying. You should just be betting on the touchdown.
Anytime
That's it.
separate, right? Anytime
Yes,
separate.
just straight
Parlay,
betting.
parlay yards, rushing, whatever total yards from scrimmage. Parlay, that's fine. And also money line. Any kind of money line in a parlay.
Or game
separate,
determining outcome.
No, yeah. Any kind of spread or parlay. What you do is you take the recommended parlays with the passing yards, the receptions, the fucking rushing yards, and you remove any money line and anytime TD. And yeah, maybe the odds get a little bit less, but yo, we're in the money here.
Fuck, you're more likely to win.
Yeah, and
So
then
what are
then you put like $1 on any time, you put $1 on, money line, whatever. That's my
We don't have to
strat.
talk too much about it because we have a whole another episode before it. But what are some of your early maybe predictions?
All I
bets?
know is
Travis
that
Kelce, Taylor Swift. Are you even gonna watch it? I don't want to watch it.
I'm going to tell you this, Joe. If this is how serious this Super Bowl is.
I'm not taking it seriously at all.
No, well, you should. You need to because it affects the very fucking future of our entire civilization.
Of the economy. Bidenomics, am I right?
Just like Dr. Manhattan said,
2020.
it's a copy of a copy, and
Oh yeah, the GIF.
if the Kansas City Chiefs win, then that means that Vince McMahon and Donald Trump and Taylor Swift
Or the Avengers.
and fucking Alex Jones, it means that they got to The Rock. It means they got to the Kelsey brothers. And it means like nobody's out of their reach. And it means that we are now starting the countdown to break it down, Disease X. But, however, if the 49ers somehow win, Deebo Samuel, I'll tell you right now, my bet,
Who's your MVP?
yo, I'm going, who's that fullback, Janikowski?
Yeah, with the crazy name.
I'm going Janikowski 2, Deebo 1, Christian 1.
About to say who you know who I'm going with. No.
You got to go with CMC. What have I become? But you know what I think is probably going to happen? I think that maybe you might be looking at Travis Kelce 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I think what they've convinced the public is that the Chiefs as an underdog is a lock, and I think they're gonna switch it, and then they're gonna have the Niners win.
I think the Niners are going to absolutely fucking destroy them. That's what I think.
And then so I'll go. I'll play the game, and I'll think I have it all figured out.
Time to play the game.
I'll do Eagle. I'll do Eagles. Do Niners money line on one. I'll do the scrimmage, the CMC scrimmage on another, and then CMC MVP on another, and then that is it.
You're doing that. I'm going. I gotta, because last year I won. I wanted.
Two of those, by the way, two of those are game outcome determining, by the way, which is risky.
And by the way, last year I said to you, I texted you for the Super Bowl last year that I wanted to go Jalen Hurts 3 TDs. But I did 2, and I did Jalen $5 won me like $50, 2 TDs, Jalen.
I
could have done 3.
Every bet that I looked at for last year was like, will there be an octopus? And I'm like, sure, but I'm not going to bet on it. And then there was.
What the fuck is the octopus? It's like every type of score.
You score 8 points. Yeah. You score a touchdown, and then you score a 2-point conversion. 8.
At any point in the game?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But he had multiple touchdowns and also a 2-pointer. Like, he was the MVP for sure. But will a kick hit the post? I was like, yeah, sure, but I'm not going to bet on it. And then it hit it. It was a lot of that.
You got to trust your instincts, dude. All right, I got to go. I got to pee.
All right, he's got to pee. It was a good show. Good talking to everybody. It was a good
show. I'm so happy that you returned from Florida.
Where shout out to John and Mike. You hung out in Tampa, and you can find me at the Real Jedi Joe on Instagram, at the Jedi Joe on YouTube, and Jedi Joe on Twitch. The Jedi Joe on Twitch.
Thank you, Joe. You are the best.
Where can we find you on this channel?
Oh, hey, Boulevard Bullies, it's a thing. We're the flagship show.
Hit the like button, please.
There's like 4 other shows. Comment, like, share, subscribe. I got to pee so bad I can't even think. Watch the show. Watch the show from last night. Watch it from the night before. Then tune in on Tuesday. Tune in on Wednesday. Tune in on Thursday. Keep an eye out for the XPW fucking director's cut for members only. Keep an eye out for end of the month Q&As. Keep an eye out for us on Instagram. Keep an eye out for us on Twitter. Keep an eye out for us for all the other things. And you know what?
My vlog video.
Keep an eye out, most importantly, for Joe's vlog video, which I'm anticipating most of all. At a time. Bye-bye.
Boulevard.